Hello, good sir. Bro's not locked in. I am not, dude. Not a single piece of fucking art since... Well, actually, you know, that might be a lie. I'm kind of over-exaggerating. Hello, Coco. Hello, and then hello, Brian. Hello, Gotcha's Eye. It is nice. What the fuck is this song, dude? Holy shit. Alright, so... I don't even remember what the last thing I drew was. I'm not gonna lie. Let me check my files real quick. Actually, no, I do remember. It was the fucking drawing for the one video I had. This one. This is the last thing I drew. My dude, like, I don't even know what to draw anymore because it's been so fucking long. Bro, I haven't drawn since 2 months ago and I managed to only do a sketch. For real, I have not made a real drawing since July. It's tough, bro. I think there's a lot of like artist archetypes, and I think the worst artist archetype is like the artist who only draws every 3 months. I think that's like the worst. There's like the artist workaholic, and then there's the fucking artist who just doesn't draw anything. I just finished right now. Good for you, bro. I know you're flexing on me. You're flexing on me right now. You don't have to make fun of me like that. Oh, look at me. I can finish a drawing. I get it. I fucking get it. Also, I'm sick. I'm sorry if I keep coughing and sound like shit. Is the goat back? No. This is why you don't open comms. I know I can't. I don't open comms either. One, because I feel like... Dude, comms for me are a little bit complicating. I feel like if I open comms, I have to make them, like, expensive, and most of... Well, I mean, I've kind of figured that most of my viewer base is over the age of 18. At least, I think so. I don't know, it's kind of weird. I don't know if most of my fan base can... Okay, that was weird. My stream was buffering for a second. That might keep happening. I don't know. If it does, then I don't know. Fuck that. What was I saying? Yeah, comms for me are a little bit complicating. One, I earn more from YouTube than I do drawing for other people. Two, I don't even like drawing for other people. And three, I feel like if I had to draw for other people, it would have to be really expensive, and I know nobody would buy it. So, I mean, if I do a commission, it's usually for just, like, a company. And even if I do commissions, like, I feel like they always turn out like shit. I feel like if I don't draw for myself, then the drawing always turns out like shit. I draw my best when it's something that I personally like doing. And that's why I like doing YouTube. Because if I do YouTube, that just means that I can draw for myself. Oh yeah, the archetype where, like, there's two archetypes of artists where one has like 7 characters and one has like 50 that they never draw. I did want to talk about something. So I've been trying to make a video recently. Why 99% of artists never get better. And I have like a lot of the bullet points that I want to talk about, but it's so hard making a cohesive script that kind of like encapsulates all of the thoughts that I have without making it sound very basic. So the thing about improving at art is that, okay, the thing about YouTube in general is that if, like, I've been learning a lot about YouTube lately from this one guy named Nagi, and dude, massive help. And I have been stupid Xfinity, bro. I get about writing scripts and you just improv. I do that a lot. I've been writing scripts now because, like, I really want to get better at doing YouTube. And okay, so a thing about YouTube is that your audience retention rate is very important. And so a lot of my retention rate, if you know about YouTube, so like, let's make a graph real quick. Oh shit, hold up, I need to open up my Razer keybinds. I bought something for like shortcuts, and I have to launch a fucking program to use it. Yeah, well, it loads up bunch of sections. Okay, here's the graph. This is the... Thank you for the tutorial. I'm glad I was able to help you guys with the tutorials. Okay, so this is the start of the video. This is the end of the video. So a lot of my retention graphs look like this. And somehow the videos still get a lot of views somehow. I don't know how. But, I mean, this is not a good retention graph, obviously. A good retention graph is a retention graph either that... Okay, it depends. Okay, so a good retention graph is one that stays high and is constantly flat, like that. That's a good retention graph. Dude, what the fuck is this stupid-ass icon that keeps appearing on my fucking screen? It's pissing me off. Okay, whatever. It's gonna keep fucking doing it. I guess I just have to live with it. So it's one that's flat, and it's one that is constantly raised up. So in my latest video, the problem with my latest video is that not a lot of people watched it, because obviously not a lot of people care about fucking backgrounds. Something that I figured out. If you're a character designer, then obviously why would you want to watch a video about backgrounds? And most of the people who follow me are character designers. They like drawing people. And so, obviously, only 13K views, which is dog shit. For me, at least. But, what I learned, like, what I was able to learn from that video is the people who did end up... I'm gonna fucking blow my brains out if this thing keeps fucking appearing on my screen, dude. It is actually driving me insane. Get this shit off my fucking screen, please. Please. It's pissing me off. Okay. Why is my fucking thing geeking out? Okay. So, in my latest video, retention graph looks like this. Okay, so... people who click on it, they're like, I don't want to watch this shit. It's about backgrounds. I don't give a shit. But then, the people who do watch it end up staying for the entire thing. So, I managed to figure out how to make my shit flat. So a lot of my editing, a lot of the way I speak about things, the order in which I speak about things, yeah, like I learned a lot. So this shit flat as fuck. If this video was like something people would care about, the audience retention graph would be higher. Because more people who click on the video who know they're going to be interested are now actually watching the entire thing. And I know it's about backgrounds because in the video, it does get flat a little bit, and then it goes down again. X to the power of 2n graph. Right here, I show like a picture of my character. And so I know it's the background, like the topic about backgrounds people don't really care about because people stayed once they saw the character, and then once the character left, then the graph continued to trend. So, yeah. So, what's really hard about this newest video is that my newest video is about... So, the title is Why 99% of Artists Don't Improve. Of artists... Okay, you fucking know how to read. And I think that's really enticing. I think I can grab a lot of people's attention with that. But the thing about what I want to talk about is that my entire point of the video is that the solution is so easy, yet people assume they know it when they don't know it. So one of the biggest points that I have is that when you're a beginner, a lot of beginners think they know the basics. They're like, oh, I'm a beginner. You know, I only know the basics. That's all I know. And they assume that masters know advanced techniques. So like, oh, dude, I wish I was a master because they know advanced techniques. But that's completely wrong. Beginners don't know the basics. That's the entire issue with people. People don't know how to improve because they assume they know the basics when that is far from the truth. People who are good at art know the basics and they know how to apply it. You know, some beginners might know the basics, but they don't apply it to their art. And it's like, it's that phenomenon where people receive the most generic advice and assume they apply it to their life, but they don't understand that they don't apply it until they start applying it. So let me come up with something, like an example. So an example is, what's an example that people... What's like a piece of advice people always hear, and then, okay, let's say exercise makes you happy. As an example, okay? I don't know if this is true. So let's say you're sad. And so somebody recommends you know what, dude, hey, if you don't sit down in your chair and you exercise, it actually makes you happy. What are you going to do? You're going to be like, dude, fucking, this is advice I've always heard in my life, you know, I'm not gonna, like, I've always heard it, so I don't, you know, like, I'm not gonna listen to you because you're just giving me generic advice. But you don't understand the value of the advice until you actually start applying it into your life. So now let's say you run a treadmill, and then you're like, what the fuck? Wait, this simple piece of advice actually helped me. Another thing, I don't know, here's another thing. I feel like, okay, this one's probably a better example of what I mean. Being nice to people makes your mood better. Okay. These are just examples. I don't know if these are actually true, but these are just examples. So somebody tells you, dude, I'm a little mopey. I feel like everyone in the world is just a fucking mean-ass person. And he's like, you know what? Hey, dude, maybe being nice to people, even if they're not nice to you back, makes your mood better. It's like, dude, but I try my best to... I feel like I'm already nice to people. How much nicer can I be? And so you're like, well, I'm not going to fucking listen to you because I feel like I already apply this advice in my life. But they don't. They don't. They feel like they do. They think they do, but they don't. And so once they actually do start being nice to people, they're like, oh shit, what the fuck? This dude was right. He was actually right. Like, now that I see now, I see now that I was kind of like a little bit rude to people, but like actually focusing on being nice to people has been making my mood feel better. And it's so insane how this like simple, super piece of advice, like, you just ignore people who always tell you it because it's like, oh, everyone does that. It's super fucking basic advice. But you're like, oh, wait, I actually wasn't doing that. So that's kind of like what I really want to get installed into people's minds. So a very important thing I have to do in my YouTube video is I have to set up... Okay, so a very important thing that you have to do in YouTube is you have to set the stakes of your video. You have to explain, like in terms, like in my field, like tutorials, you have to explain okay. You have to explain the importance... Okay. Let's restart this point. So, let's say you want to get a main point across in your video. You have to get a main point across. Let's take a point that I had in the previous video that did very well. Unity. So Unity, remember, if you guys watched that video, Unity is, you know, people focus too much on the little details of their art, but the little details of your art isn't what makes your art good. It's what your art looks like in general. So people focus too much on, like, the little parts of their art, but masters tend to focus on the entire picture. So let me bring up an example of an artist that I like. I don't think I have a picture downloaded. Actually, I might. Where's the artist that I like? Oh, here's the picture. This is the picture that I brought up. Okay, so this Unity, this entire picture, like looking from afar, looks really clean, doesn't it? But then let's zoom in, and the details. Look at this shit. Like, it's not. It doesn't even look fully rendered when you like zoom in. It doesn't look like it looks scribbled. Like, see, like it looks unrefined. But that doesn't fucking matter because when you zoom out, you don't even notice it. So that was my main point. That's why Unity is important. Now imagine in my video, in my video, if I were to explain what my main point was first, the problem with people is that their mind automatically fills in the knowledge gap. If you say what your main point is first, people are going to think to themselves, oh, I already understand, so I'm going to just skip to the next part of my video. That's very bad. When you're doing YouTube, if you're doing YouTube, listen to me right now because this is like the whole thing that clicks for me, okay? Never explain what your main point is. Never, ever explain what the main point is. In the beginning, never... Not until the literally last part of your video, never spoon feed what your main point is. You always want to make the viewer kind of like... You never want to explain what the main point is, basically. So what I do instead is I made the entire point first. Okay, so if you watch the video... I'm going to turn off the music because it's kind of distracting me. So if you rewatch the video, I don't say what the rule or like the number one tip was. I don't go... Tip number 1, Unity is important. I don't say that. Because why? Because somebody's brain might already fill in the gap. They're going to assume they know what you mean. They're going to be like, oh, I already fucking know about Unity. Like, okay, I'm just going to skip ahead in the video. No. What you want to do first is you want to set up the importance. Set up the stakes. Yeah, set up stakes. That's like a generic thing people say. Lie about the main point. No, people are still going to just assume they know what you mean. They're going to just skip. Set up the stakes. You have to set up the stakes in your video first, or in your main point. So, what do I do in the first, like, couple of minutes in my video? I say, look at this picture. Look at it whole. It looks like a very nice picture, doesn't it? Well, now, let's zoom in. Notice how everything just looks so unrefined. Like, there's literally, like, just scribbles everywhere. This microphone is literally just a fucking line. So, my viewer retention rate at that point was completely flat. Just completely fucking flat. People were invested. Viewer interaction is also super important too. That also helps people get engaged. If you're telling them to do something, like interacting with the video, it helps a lot as well. And then, right after my setting up the stakes, I say what the point is. I say... The main point I'm trying to get across is Unity. Unity, so blah, blah, blah. I talk about what Unity is. From that point, viewer retention goes down. Why? Because I spoon-fed what the main point was. Which is not what you want to do in the middle of talking about your main point. So what I did in the background video instead was I gave, hold on, sorry, let me thicken the brush a little bit. I gave context, but not. Sorry, let me burp. I was talking about like what I had to do. I was setting up the stakes. So, what was the first part of the video? I said actually, let me fucking watch the video. I don't even remember what happens in my own video. Isn't that sad? But yeah, this YouTube shit goes deep. It is so hard to make a video for me right now because I am trying to figure out. Okay. Okay, so I was kind of setting up like the okay, fucking stupid ass tablet, dude. I fucking hate Wacom. I was talking about how I needed to find a good place to get a background in. So I talk about my bathroom. Then I talk about my bathroom. And then I talk about, oh shit, I mean, I don't want the background to be boring, so then I placed objects. So then I don't have to draw them for later. And then I talk about my main point, which was, so the first thing you want to do is find just a really cool piece of scenery to put your character in. This technique can literally work anywhere. So that's what I did. I gave context, I like set up the stakes, like, oh, I don't have a place to put my character in. Oh, I'm gonna put her in the bathroom. Oh, I don't have any objects. I'll put in objects, and then I talk about my main point. Because imagine if I just said my main point, like, oh, you want to find a place where to put your character in and take a picture of him in. You just want to find like a scenery. Well, okay, I already told you the fucking point. You're just gonna skip ahead. Why would you ever watch what I do if I already told you what the main point was? And so going back to what I want to do now, it's really fucking hard for me to figure out how to talk about, you know, why 99... Okay, let's go back to the topic of the video. Why 99% of artists don't improve. This entire YouTube shit is like a psychological game. It's kind of scary if you think about it. It's kind of fun. Not gonna lie, it's kind of fun, like trying to be super efficient. In my next video, though, I'm gonna add more of my humor. I feel like my videos lack my personality. If you know about my Instagram stories, a lot of my fucking personality is just acting stupid. But I like showing that side of me. I feel like my newest video felt very corporate, if you know what I mean. It was a very good video, but I really do want to add more of my humor in it. 190% of artists don't improve. So what I have to do is I have to talk about... So what I was posting on my polls the other day, what you think the fundamentals of art is. another point in my video is that a lot of people don't understand what the fundamentals of art is. What is the fundamentals of art? And so it's another, like, I have so many points that I want to talk about. I want to talk about fundamentals of art. I want to talk about how people take basic advice for granted. Take basic advice for granted. Or they ignore basic advice. How do you spell granted? You should start talking about Sonic in your videos. Dude, you don't understand how many subscribers I'd fucking lose if I started shit talking Shadow Generations. And so, yeah, that's another point. So, what I want to do in the beginning of the video is I want to talk about how people take basic advice for granted. I also want to talk about how people assume beginners. You guys like my handwriting? People assume beginners know the basics, know only the basics, when that's completely false. Which is false. Okay, so I did a poll saying what people think the fundamentals of art was, and I got a lot of responses that's like anatomy, perspective, color theory, which I guess color theory is because, okay, so my point is that the fundamentals of art is this thing. My webcam is on, but it doesn't say that I'm showing my face. What's the principles? Okay. And so art is something that, is like everyone can interpret differently. This is my interpretation. That is correct, by the way. So basically the fundamentals of art are the elements of art and principles of design. So like space, color, shape. Okay, I'll name them all. Balance, unity, variety, emphasis, movement, pattern, proportion, line, texture, value, form, shape, color, space. Anatomy is not a principle of design. It's not a fundamental of art. Because why isn't anatomy a fundamental of art? Studying anatomy, picking up an anatomy book and studying it isn't going to help you understand how the fuck to draw body parts. You don't learn how to draw bodies through picking up an anatomy book. You learn how to draw bodies through basic shapes, basic form. Understand? Okay, so here, let me get out of. Actually, I could just make a new layer. So, okay. Anatomy is a lot of different parts of the elements of art. It's shape, okay? It's form. Proportion, if you fucking count that. I'm gonna count it just because I see it right now. It can also be movement, movement. But I'm not gonna pay attention to that. It's mostly these three things, because anatomy. I don't even remember the fucking keybinds for my shit. Okay, so anatomy. It's shape because it's very important that you can get your character's shape across because that helps a lot with clarity. It's form because you want your character, depending on your art style, you want your character to look 3D. You want them to look malleable, So like form. It's proportion because, so proportions is something complicating. It's proportion because based on like what kind of like character you want, if you want them to look beefy, you would make their proportions like super huge. Maybe like their arm proportions compared to their waist. There's not really correct proportions when it comes to anatomy. There's no such thing as correct proportions. There's an average basis that you can base your proportions on, but there's not really such a thing as correct proportions. So there's not such a thing as anatomy. Studying a fucking book isn't going to help you with anatomy. You know what will help you with anatomy? Studying what shape means, what form means, what proportion means, I guess. Yeah, I would consider proportion design, principle of design, because I did talk about in my anatomy video where proportions isn't really, like dead set thing. There's not really a correct way to do proportions. So, is there a correct way to do art? No. Kind of. What is an art style? An art style is basically, I asked people, is there such a thing as rules in art? The correct answer, which is my interpretation, so, it's not really a correct answer, is there kind of is. So what I consider rules in art are art styles. These are rules of art, the different art styles. think about realism. Realism is an art style because realism is just like a perception of our reality, which is, you know, like there's dead set rules in realism because it's it's what reality is. So that's a rule. But anatomy is, or like anime is also its own art style. There's rules in anime. What makes something anime? You know, like big eyes, the dot noses, the space between their mouths, whatever. Like, those are rules. That's like the common thing people do. But the fundamentals of art aren't rules. They're not rules. They're observations. They're how did I made an analogy earlier. It's our kind of observations of what makes art art. And I'm not explaining that very well. The same way biology is kind of our observation of how life works. The fundamentals of art are how I can't fucking speak. Is how art works. Every single piece of art has its own space, has its own color, has its own shape, form, value. No matter what you fucking draw, no matter what your art medium is, it's always gonna have, you know, these elements of art, principles of design. The same way, no matter what kind of life you create, it's always gonna follow biology is always gonna be like an observation of how that life works. You know, like, I don't know, there's a single-celled organism. We can use biology to kind of observe how that thing works. So like, I don't know shit about biology. Understanding what the fundamentals are and knowing it's not a rule book, but more an observation of how we understand art as it is, helps you tremendously. Why? Because people always talk about how, to improve, look at your art. To improve, look at your art. Understand what you don't like about your art. Okay, how the fuck can you do that if you don't even understand the basics of art? I'm a scientist, yeah. People always tell you, you just gotta practice. You just gotta review your art. Practice what? Review fucking what? You're not telling me shit, dude. Like, if a fucking beginner doesn't understand any of the fundamentals of art, what the fuck are they supposed to observe? So I don't enjoy advice that always tells you this. I made a video. I think my first video actually tells you this. Like, review yourself. Like, review what, bro? I don't even know what the fuck I'm supposed to do. And the fundamentals of art helps this. When you understand what space is, what color is, what shape is, what form is, what line is, it's easier to kind of understand and review art in general. So let's look at this. This isn't my art, okay? Let's look at the form of the art. So how does this artist dictate their form in their art? You can look at their brushes. You can look at their techniques of maybe you could look at how they blur stuff. Let's see. How do they show form? Okay. So this also has to do with colors. Actually, let's take away the color. Actually, it also has to do with value. All right. So that's a lot of things. So they show their form through a lot of their values, not really through their colors. Their color choice, I mean, you can change the color choice. Yeah, let's just change this to fucking black and white. Why not? Show me your black and white. Edit this shit. Let us... Oh, I made her transparent. This video is like his normal videos, but longer. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to, like... So, this stream is kind of like an experiment for how I want to explain my thought process. I want to hear your guys' opinions because, like, I don't want to make a video and then be like, have people be like, I don't fucking understand this. Or, like, not really, like, take away anything from the value. So, I just want to, or take away any value from the video. So, I want to hear your guys' opinions on, like, my thought process. I'm also very tired of thinking about the philosophy of art. It's going to be fucking tired. Anyways, they show their form through their values. And, actually, hold up. I'm just making shit up. Let's see. I don't know. I'm making this shit on the spot, you know. Interesting to listen to. That's good. I mean, realistically, like, the way they shade isn't that complicating. Well, at least for me, it's not. I mean, there are some techniques that you can learn. Like, this is one technique that they do. It's like that, and they just... it's easier to do this in Psy. And, like, blur the middle. It's like one technique that they do. Um, I don't know where I was going with this, but I mean, understanding like these elements of art and the principles of design help you a lot. Kind of you know what? Here's a better example. Me learning what Unity was really helped a lot with the problems I was facing. A lot of the problems I was facing is that I would zoom in a lot in my art and kind of focus on the smaller details, wanting to be perfect. Until I kind of realized that, like, you know, you zoom into this person's art and it's not perfect. You know, this shit's like there's a lot of choppy parts in their art. They don't blur it well. But that doesn't really matter when you zoom out. Who's gonna fucking notice it? You know, so like Unity played it like a really big part in kind of like understanding like what my problems were. And so, you know, I took it to heart. You know, I stopped paying attention as much in the details and I started focusing on just like the overall picture. You know, I don't zoom in as much. Another big thing with my eyes aren't even that detailed anymore. Hold on, let me. Yeah, because it's not the details. It's not the details that make your art good. You know, it's not the little details. You know, you zoom into this eye. What is this eye? This eye is here. Breaking it down. This is another example. That's not my art. This is my art. My art is this one. Breaking your art down. Here's another good example. What is this eye? This eye is just fuck. This eye is just dude, where's this is my tool. This eye is just one. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4 circles. That is all the detail in my eye. Literally, that's all the detail in my eye. I have another thing up here, just another shape right there. That's the reflection. You know, it's nothing complicating. But you zoom out, I think it looks pretty, you know? It's like the eye isn't that complicating. Another thing, how do I show the form in my eye? And my eyelash has a lot of form to it. How do I do that? I'm using, you know, value. I'm creating a shape that is, I'm creating, like, this isn't blended. This is just all one solid color. Just, this shape right here is literally dictating the form because this is the, you know that this is the side of the eye that's getting lighted up. Literally just one solid color. It's literally just one solid color. Right here as well. One solid color. Nothing hard. And thank you, honey bunny. Yeah, also the teeth, you know? The teeth literally just, it's a fucking shape. It's all just one shape. I show the form through just the shape of it. You know, you zoom out. You know, it's literally nothing. It's just one solid color. The structure for what? Sorry. But, you know, you just, if you understand these principles of design, it's very easy to break art down into its simplest form. That's kind of what I want to get across. I've noticed that the only people who tend to improve are people who understand what the fundamentals of art is. Yeah, literally simplicity at its finest. You like the face, show the structure of the. I'm confused what you mean by the structure of the face. I mean, it's just here. What's like a. I mean, it's nothing that special. Just that. It's just a front-facing design. Circle, line, 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 line. It's just that, and then it's just smoothed out. The head is kind of fucked up. I'm not gonna lie, but a lot of tutorials fall into the same mistake as writing a bad diary. They speak with words that summarize their intention but are ambiguous, so being specific with wording is going to be key. Yeah, I know that. That's why it's really hard for me to write the script right now. Because, you know, it's very hard doing so. Like, when I'm writing the script, I'm trying to do 10 things at once. I'm trying to get my point across. I'm trying to set it up in a way that, like, you know, that it like, builds tension in the beginning and then at the main point. And just, it's a bunch of shit that's, like, really hard. And I also, like, I feel like I have so many, like, points that I want to get across. I'm trying not to make the, you know, video lose focus in which, like, I'm trying to, like, there's, like, 3 main points I want to get across, but I feel like if I compress them all, like, it's really hard to make it in a way that's, like, not feeling like it's losing focus. But, yeah. Another thing, line to me isn't line to me. The way I use line, I'm trying to get better at line art. I'm trying to figure out a way how to show my form through my line art. That's something I really struggle with, is being able to show my form through lines. Because most of the time what I use lines for is just kind of creating the outline of the character. And most of the time it's making him look flat. Also, I'm sick and it's very hard to breathe when I speak for some reason. I've never had that problem. Let me actually bring up the clip file, the actual file for it. See, that's another way that you can break down your problems into like these elements of art. A problem that I have is being able to show form through line art. Like, let me show you my line art right now. My shit's loading. Oh, your jacket's gone. Here, this is the line art for this. This is the fucking line art, you know? It's just showing the shape of the character. There's no you can't really tell the form through the line art. And that's kind of something I struggle with. Line art weight helps in that regard. Yeah, I know that. It's just, I don't know. The way I do it is just weird. But as you can tell, like, you can't really tell the character's form through this line art. Yeah, let me bring up an example that I do like of form being shown through line art. Oh my god, I'm gonna fucking die through this coughing. I don't think I'm gonna have a picture. What a rip. Yeah, I don't have a picture. Actually, maybe if I just type in the person's name, I can find out. Line art. Let's see if they have any line arted pieces. You know what? This might be a good example. I'm not. It's the only fucking example. I'll just show it. Why not? It's a web.p. Fuck, it's over. Oh, wait, it's on Reddit. Oh, now it's a JPEG. Okay, we're good. Here. Here's a good example of... Here's a very good example of being able to show form through line art. You can tell how, like, this character is, like... You can already tell, like, this character's form through their line art. That's something I struggle with a lot. Yeah, my line art is super fucking simple. Like, nowhere near that level. That's something I really need to practice on. Because all of my form is shown through color. And I feel like that's... Like, for me, personally, remember... art style is just rules that you give yourself. And I really want to be able to show, like, convey form through line art. That's something I really struggle with. I can do it in sketches, just not line art. I don't know what the fuck the phenomenon is that I just can't do line art. But, yeah. Most of my line art just shows the shape of the character, nothing else. That's it. See, look, another good way of being able to explain things through fundamentals of art. I can only express my I can only express the shape of my drawing with line art, which I don't want. I want to be Joe, who's the cutie in your drawing? Depends on who you're talking about. This is not my drawing. This is my drawing. But yeah, what was the tangent I was going on? But yeah, I'm trying to make a video to the woman in red. Oh, that's my OC. Crimson. That's her name. All my characters are based off of colors. I think that's cool. But, yeah, most artists, the reason they don't improve is because they have a misunderstanding of what the fundamentals of art is. And they have like a warped perception of what rules mean in art. Rules in art, remember, basically just they're rules that you give yourself. You know, like in reality, I don't know, it's very confusing, you know. I feel like a lot of people here, maybe this is also like a good piece of advice. I feel like a lot of people are too strict with the rules they give themselves. They think that there's such a thing as perfect anatomy. They think there's such a thing as like, yeah, perfect. No, that's like one big thing is like perfect anatomy. When really, you know, anatomy doesn't have to be perfect to quote unquote look right to a viewer. Another thing about what does good art mean? You know, like I feel like good art means art that makes the viewer satisfied as well as the creator. because it's like two ways, you know. You create art, you can view art. Obviously, when you view, no, actually, I did write this in my notes. Good art is art that satisfies the creator as well as their target audience. Target audience being like people who enjoy that art. You know, like if you're creating anime for people who hate anime art, does that mean your art is bad? No, you're fucking targeting people who hate anime. And so if you're creating art that targets people that like anime and they like that art, well, you created good art. If you don't like the art that you create, but the viewer does, well, that might mean that, you know, like it doesn't satisfy you. You might deem that as bad art. Like I have a lot of art pieces that make people happy, but I don't like them. So, you know, in my rule book, it's bad art. You know, it doesn't make me happy. If I make art that other people think is shit, that, you know, I mean, it sucks to suck, but, you know, it's bad art. If I make, like Chris Chan, I guess, I don't fucking know. He was like the first artist that came to my mind. But yeah, a huge thing is also who views your art. You know, like, there's a lot of proportions that you can make that, you know, what is bad? What do people think bad proportions is? Once again, as being able to kind of convey like I already talked about this in my anatomy video. It's like proportions. Bad proportions is something that doesn't look believable. Remember, if you're like drawing fucking Wreck-It Ralph, you know, Wreck-It Ralph with big ass arms, people are going to understand that Wreck-It Ralph is meant to be strong. So, you know, proportions like these is going to look right to the viewer because they know, you know, Wreck-It Ralph is supposed to be strong. But imagine drawing, I don't know, who's the first person that comes to my mind? I don't know, Isagi from Blue Lock, if you guys know who that is. Imagine drawing Isagi from Blue Lock like this. You know, people are going to be like, why the fuck did you draw him like that? So, like, you know, art is very complicating. And it's like, this is a lot of what I want to talk about, why people don't improve. I really want to talk about, what does improvement mean to you? What does good art mean? People, these are like a lot of points I want to put into one video, and it's very complicating to write a script that kind of, you know, that sounds cohesive enough, that like flows into each other. It flows into each of these, each of these points flow into each other well. So like fundamentals are important. That's a point I want to get across. People take advice for granted. Basic advice for granted. Basic advice is the best advice, you know? Basic advice. Like, here's another point about the basic advice. Like, it's basic advice because it's advice that helped so many people. That's why it's basic advice. You know? If you find yourself struggling in something, you know, maybe you're just not applying basic advice in your life. What was the other point I was making? What is good art? What is good art to people? The rules in art, in quotations, rules in art. You know, all of these points I want to... What do you deem as bad art? I was just talking about that. What is bad art? Bad art is art that doesn't satisfy the creator nor the creator's target audience. That sounds very market heavy, like I'm talking like I'm a fucking marketer, but it's really like the easiest way to put it. Remember, like if the creator is making art for if the creator is making anime art for someone who doesn't like anime, then like that's not their target audience. Why the fuck would you be like, it's not bad art because you're making anime art for people who don't like anime. If you're making anime art for people who like anime and the people don't like the art, then it's bad art. If the creator makes art that they're not satisfied with, but their target audience does like it, well, I mean, it's bad art because the creator doesn't like it, you know? Like, if the creator's not satisfied with it, why would they keep drawing it? So yeah, bad art is just art that neither satisfies, it could satisfy neither the creator nor their target audience. But yeah, rules in art. What does good art mean? Rules in art. What's another point I was making? Oh, I also have to balance being able to have viewer engagement. That's also something I need to engage the viewer. I'm gonna do this by asking like a lot of questions, like what does good art mean to you, or like stuff like that. I really want to engage the viewer through questions and like through showing them pieces of art. And really, you know, this is just my interpretation of art. Yeah, this has been giving me the headache because, you know, like there's like a lot in life that, you know, a lot in life just doesn't have an answer to it. Just things are the way they are. So it's very hard to kind of, you know, like make a rule book out of like why things the way they are. So this is really just my interpretation of it. I think I can't really consider art like AI art. Like, I mean, I guess it's art, but like kind of defeats the purpose of what art is supposed to mean. Art is like something that helps us express. Okay, very funny example, but like no, actually no, I'm not gonna talk about it. But I don't know. AI art just kind of defeats the purpose to me. Obviously, like, you know, just corporate people are gonna use it, so it sucks. I don't think it's gonna like AI is gonna go anywhere. To me, it really sours. Like AI, like I always like every time I see like an ordinary person like use AI art, like not understand why it's like it's like seeing your friend in cheap. Okay, imagine you're like a person who's really into clothing, like you dress always super nicely and you're just like super into clothing, and you see your friend dressed in fucking shitty ass Target clothes. We're not talking about finances, all right? Maybe they dress like this because they don't have the finances. But imagine like you're like a person who's really into clothing. You see your friend dress up in cheap ass corporate Target clothing, and you're like, bro, you could be dressing so much nicely. Like, not talking about money. You know, the money's out of the question. Let's just pretend like these two spend the same amount. It's kind of like that, you know? Like, art is like a way for people to express themselves. And I really believe that people should be able to draw whatever they want as long as, you know, it's not illegal, you know, or out of bad faith, obviously. But I really believe that even if it's fucking fat furry fetish porn, which for some reason I keep getting on my TL on Twitter, I don't know why. I interacted with the one thing and now Twitter assumes I want to see it. People should be able to express the way, like, anything, like, people should be able to express like anything that they want. That's the entire point of art. Like, you don't understand how good it feels to be an artist and be able to just express whatever you want. That's like the beauty of art to me, is that you're able to express your likes, your dislikes, stuff like that. And to me, people shouldn't have to listen to other people about what they should draw. People, like, that's why I also feel bad that people draw for like having a following. I feel very lucky that I'm able to draw whatever I want and still have a following. I feel like that should, like, obviously that doesn't apply to everyone, but I feel like, I don't know, just drawing for yourself is like the best thing in the world. People like AI bros always make fun of the thing that's like, oh dude, my feelings in art, my human my humanity. But you know, to me, the beauty in art is like seeing human talent, seeing, I don't know, it just feels very inspiring to see how people draw. And you know, AI art to me just feels very unimpressive, which of course it is, because it's a fucking computer making it. How many viewers do I have right now? I'm sorry. Okay, we got 61 people listening to me fucking ramble on about nothing. I always do this. Hey, if you're not commenting, I would like to hear you say hi, and I would like to know what you're doing. I always like doing that. But yeah, I like this video. I don't know if people are going to be interested in it. I think people will be. I also asked a poll this morning asking if people prefer how-tos or more like explanation videos. I really enjoy doing explanation videos because I feel like going into the philosophy of art helps a lot more than, you know, how-tos. I mean, how-tos obviously help a lot because then you can see what people do and then you can use those like techniques. But, you know, it's the difference between knowing how to do 2 + 2 and then understanding why 2 + 2. Yeah, it's like a lot like math, you know, like it's one thing to do it and then one thing to understand why it's done that way. It always helps to know why it's done that way. Sorting Yu-Gi-Oh cards, that's pretty poggers. Can you say the main point so I can skip ahead in the stream? Fuck you. Playing Risk Arena 2, actually animating on my way to work, just tuning in for stream. I'm calling trying to get out of my comfort zone. Hearing my fans spin like an airplane while watching a YouTube video drawing on my 2013 MacBook. I'm drawing Blitz. Hello, everyone. I like always hearing what people do while they listen to my stream. I hope people enjoy my commentary. Here, what's another? It's because like I don't understand. Like, I'm very bad at YouTube. Sometimes like I can't consistently get a hit video just because it's very hard for me to understand what people want. So one thing that I'm very questioning right now is whether people value how-tos or why they are. I don't know how to, explain that. I feel like you guys already know, like explanations versus how-tos. Because I feel like I'm a gag from coughing. Because a lot of my videos are how-tos. A lot of my banger videos are how-tos. They're not really why they are, like why videos. I mean, my anatomy video did pop off. But that's hard because like it's also a why and a how-to video both in one. But the difference is that like another thing is that in the how-to part, the viewer retention goes down, while in the why, it's consistently up. So that is also like a factor I need to bring in. This video really helped me. I'm in an art plateau right now. I'm stuck on what I'm supposed to do. Hot take, maybe I wish art wasn't so corporate, I guess. This is a really simplified version of my world. See, that's why you follow people who do art for themselves. Actually, well, a lot of my favorite art. Well, I mean, yeah, a lot of you have to follow people who do art for themselves sometimes. If you follow people who only do fan art, well, okay. As I have to be careful with what I say because not everyone who just only does fan art does it because they want followers. They could just like the characters. I enjoy artists who have the intention of drawing for themselves. I feel like having the drawing for yourself brings out the best in you. I think at least that's how it is for me. I am a Sigma. Do I like learning anatomy? See, I was explaining that earlier. To me, there's no such thing as learning anatomy. But there's no such thing as learning anatomy. Anatomy, well, I mean, I guess there is such a thing as learning anatomy. But anatomy could be broken down into, 3 different things. So I'm not really learning how to draw knees. I'm more or less learning what the shape of knees are, the form of knees, and then like the movement of knees, stuff like that. Am I drinking something? I'm drinking Diet Lipton green tea. As someone who found you in the beginning of my art journeys years ago, I found you back when YouTube would recommend YouTube beginner artists, and you would very suggestive when searching learning videos. Yeah, that's also a thing. I tried recently to appease to... Okay. So, in my head, I thought this was a big brain move, okay? I tried appeasing to beginners who were tired of what... Okay. Like I was saying earlier, a lot of beginners are tired of watching beginner videos and want to move on to something advanced. I thought, making a video to people a video to appease to that market would do well. Because, some people are in beginner hell and they're like, oh, dude, I just want to move on to something that shows me how to do something harder. And so I tried making a video to appease to that market. And, to that market, I did appease. There was a lot of comments kind of appreciating it, but it wasn't a very big market than I expected. So it didn't do that well. But... in terms of people enjoying it, yeah, they enjoyed it. But I gotta I make a lot of stupid decisions in my videos that end up making them flop. So I'm trying to learn a lot about what my audience is, who they are, and what they prefer. So I'm kind of figuring out that to you this might be no shit, but to me it's you study a lot of things that point to the wrong directions and then you end up making the wrong conclusions. This is to you, this is going to be no shit because I'm already telling you what I learned. And so I learned that most of my audience is, surprisingly around the age of 20 to 30 because a lot of them talk about being in college, which is weird. They're 20 to 30. They enjoy anime. They enjoy video games. They're mostly beginners which, you know, is not surprising, but you know how beginners like to learn about hard stuff, which I thought I could appease to. Mostly beginners. There was a lot more to that, but I'm 17 and in college. I'm 14. Thanks for the tips, bye. See you, Scratching Tune. 18 here, beginner. But yeah, now I need now I also made like a list of what problems they have. Here, I actually could bring up the list. I'll tell you what I wrote down. So I tried making a video that appeased to some of these problems. I also had to study other channels that my audience watches. Here is my audience. Okay. Struggles. Perfectionism. Putting pressure on themselves to improve. Doing something for so long, aka practicing, and not being able to do it, aka improving. Laziness. Hard to retain information. Feeling like they're missing something or doing something wrong. Poor. Which I could do like a video of like the cheapest supplies you can use. Jealousy, which is actually a huge thing. Bad use of time. Distractions. Taking breaks and then trying to start again, which is actually what I'm struggling with right now. And where to start. That's a lot of my struggles I wrote down. Damn, you followed me in middle school? That's crazy. It's always weird knowing that I'm a 5-year-old channel, so that some people actually did grow up with my channel. That's kind of weird to know. So now I'm trying to make videos that appease to those struggles, because that way, I also want to try to, like, after I get banger after banger, after I know that I consistently get banger after banger, I want to do like more fun videos, seeing if my audience likes that. Because obviously I love doing tutorials, but there's only like so many tutorials I could do before I just don't know what to do anymore. Let's see. Yeah, here's some opinions that they wrote down. Enjoy seeing people's mistakes instead of the entire tutorial showing perfection. That's a common opinion that I saw. Enjoy watching processes instead of being told what to do. A big complaint that people have with tutorials is that they speed run. They explain what to do, and then they either jump cut or they speed up the footage of them doing what they're doing. And a lot of people appreciate that I do stuff in real time. Bro, don't throw up. I'm trying not to. What else? Aspirations. I didn't write those down. So this is my goal for my YouTube channel. I want to create funny, educational, entertainment content that shows people different perspectives of art. What I really want to do... Okay, so I'm not trying to be egotistical, but I know that I'm good at art, okay? I know that I'm good. And, some people just need that confidence to know that they're good to continue getting better. Something that... It's good to humble yourself, but it's also good to know, or like to feel good, So I know that I'm good, but I also got to humble myself and know that I don't know a lot of things. There's always a good balance. Like Camille from League of Legends says, extremes are easy. It's the balance that is difficult. I actually really like that quote, even if she's a fucking tyrant, but, she spits some facts sometimes. But yeah, it's a good balance to be confident, but also humble yourself. So I basically want to be the art version of Scott the Woz, is what I wrote down, because I really enjoy how Scott the Woz does his videos. And I feel like it really, it's like very close to the humor that I want. I want humor. I don't want meme humor. I don't enjoy meme humor. Like outdated meme humor. I don't enjoy like I'm not going to fucking say Hawk Tua spit on that thing in my fucking video, because that's going to become outdated. I really enjoy humor that is timeless. So like what Scott the Woz does. Like Scott the Woz doesn't mention any fucking stupid ass memes. Like if you watch a video from 2 years ago, it's going to be as funny then as it is now. So yeah. I really want to stand out by being funny. I want to point out, I wrote how I stand out. My humor, how I point out people's common mistakes, how I talk about intuitive skills as well as theory. I talk about the whys and hows. But you know, I'm doing this live stream right now so I can get to know my audience more. Not like in the form of humor, but understanding what they want, because I feel like I can give to I really want to help people improve. You know, I don't okay, YouTube, the money, it's good. It's my job, okay? So I kind of need to do YouTube for the money. But I really enjoy being able to help people through my videos. It's always, you know, I like the first thing I do when I open my analytics page is that I see people's comments, and I like reading people's comments. I like seeing them. I like seeing like positive comments and being able to help people. I also like seeing comments that are like rude in a funny way, like mean in a funny. I had a comment once that said, "Bro, I am not trusting someone with a thin ass mustache. Either shave it or grow it out." That shit was funny to me. It was like a hate comment, but it was really fucking funny. I think like the clever hate comments I also enjoy. Like if I see like you draw like shit, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm just gonna fucking delete it. If I see a comment being ignorant, like someone just clearly being wrong with their opinion, I'm gonna delete it because it's fucking stupid. But I enjoy hate comments that are very clever. Like that was really fucking funny. I like the fact that you're straightforward. If something's trash, you're gonna say it is, and I think as an artist, it helps you improve so much. You see, like feedback like that helps a lot. To be honest, the reason I've been drawing so long is because I had such a high ego. I think everything. That's the reason. See, yeah, I have also seen that people with high egos. Okay, so this is something that I've noticed in middle school to high school. People usually, like, if you're an artist, if you're like even a beginner artist, if you draw, if that's your personality, people gas you up no matter what. People are like, yeah, that person, best fucking artist I know. That inflates your ego a lot. And having an inflated ego does actually help you improve. If you can somehow transform that into improving a lot, into motivation, that helps a lot. When people are 30 or getting into college, they start expanding their view on the world and start realizing that, you know, they're just starting in art. And so they lose that ego. They lose that ego that they have in art. And so it kind of slows down their motivation, and it kind of makes them sadder and kind of lose their motivation. That's why it's very important to have confidence in yourself, because it helps you with motivation. I'm just rambling about, I'm not even fucking drawing at this point. I like talking more than I like drawing on stream, to be honest. And I feel like, I mean, like, if you have Beyond in the background, I think it's more useful if I'm just talking to you than if I'm actually drawing something, because I get to explain my mindset more, and you can do something else while you're listening to me. I don't know what Loomies for fundies is. I'm sorry. I have a lot of shit written on here. Also, my fucking tablet's being stupid. I gotta fix it later. I can't do it now. I'm listening to your stream while drawing. See, I really like that. I like when people do that. But yeah, I'm very scared for this next video because I'm gonna pour my heart and soul into it. Every time I make a video and it flops, I'm able to see in hindsight why it flopped. So, okay, I'm actually gonna explain some of my flops. I'm not embarrassed talking about my flops. You know, I'm never demotivated when I make a bad video. You know, like, mistakes also help you improve. It helps you understand why things don't work out the way they do. So here, let me go to my flops. By the way, I unlist all my flops videos after a certain amount of time. I'm not ashamed of doing that. I only show videos that reach 100k views. I want people to click on my YouTube channel and be like, "Oh, this guy gets a lot of views," you know? So I'm not ashamed to admit that. Okay, the biggest reason you suck at art, my mentality video. Why do I think that flopped? The same reason I was saying earlier. I explicitly say what the point of that I'm making is in the beginning of the segment, and people automatically fill in, you know, the knowledge gap in their head. So here, if you're watching my video, rule number 1, stop comparing yourself to other artists. What do you think when you hear that in the first millisecond of reading it? Or first hear that in the first millisecond. You're gonna automatically understand what I already mean. You're going to be like, oh, you know, I already know that. I've heard that a million times. You know, it's skip. You're going to either skip to the next rule or you're going to quit out the video because it's like, it's generic advice. You know, it's like, oh, generic advice. I'm just going to fucking leave. What I should have done is explain, or like give context, give like a stakes. If you don't do this, you're fucking hurting yourself in the long run. And it's a mistake that so many other artists do that it just hurts to see, you know, so like setup. And then I don't spoon feed what the main point is. Like never explicitly say what the main point is. Never be like, the main point of this that I'm trying to make is stop comparing yourself to other artists. No, never do that. Even when you're making the point or like stating it, never like use wording that explicitly says it. So like, I should have been like, I should be giving like the consequences first, you know, setting up that stakes. Like if you fucking do this, you're ruining yourself. When you compare yourself to like your professional artists, it's fucking hurting you in the long run, because you're just making yourself feel fucking worse. What's that going to do for your motivation? It's going to tank it. When you are comparing yourself, you should compare yourself to like your past results, like comparing yourself to yourself, because you're bound to improve. So it helps you with your confidence. And then at the end, I can make the main point, like, just stop comparing yourself to other artists. It's not that hard. And then see, like, I explicitly don't say, the main point of the segment is, I'm like, kind of like summarizing it without saying, it's like the same way that when you make the summary of an essay, you're not like, the conclusion of this essay is, like, you don't fucking do that. English 101, you never do that in an essay. I actually just learned that in my public speaking class in college, lol. The not giving your points right away. You see, I need to take public speaking because I feel like that would help a lot. I never needed to take it, but I should take it. What's another video? A lot of my videos have to do with like the topic of the video. The easiest way to color skin. I feel like, so in my opinion, long form how-to content doesn't work anymore, because when I started making videos, it was in the prime of COVID. So, you know, people were willing to spend that amount of time to, you know, watch videos. They just want to improve a skill. So I feel like long form how-to content worked. But nowadays, people have the fucking attention span of a 4-year-old. And so you need to cater to that. So my easiest way to color skin, I feel like I can't make that type of content anymore where I spend 50 minutes showing myself how to draw something, because, you know, not the market, but like, I guess, what's a good word for that? The demand for those types of videos are just long gone ever since COVID ended. People just don't have the time to spend that much time. People just don't have the time to spend anymore. Why you suck at shading? I don't know. I would say it's the way I kind of promoted the video, like the title and thumbnail. It's always easy to blame those two things, but sometimes it's not that. I don't know. Maybe it's just a topic. Once again, like when I originally made the video, I called it "How to Shade Your Art" or something like that. That's like a very generic title. By the time that video came out, you know, like, you know, YouTube's efficiency, like the way you needed to efficiently promote your videos, like dramatically increased. It's a saturated market to make how to shade videos. So I feel like I kind of like the way I promoted it was very generic. You know, why would you click on a how to shade video when there's 50 of them? You know, what made this video stand out? Not really anything. But yeah, it's my last 2 videos flopped. I'm not mad about it because they're sponsored videos, so, you know, I got the bag anyways. I suck at drawing backgrounds, so I cheated video. Topic, remember, if, like, think about it from your perspective. You're a character artist. The last thing you really care about is doing backgrounds. So why would you click on it? Like if I'm learning how to draw characters and I'm not going to click on a video that shows me like something about backgrounds. I watched your advanced anime eye tutorial every day for a few weeks to draw along until I started getting good. It's a good video. Thank you. See, like, it's a good video. It's not what people want. The people who did enjoy it, got value out of it. So, you know, I helped someone. Advanced anime eye tutorial. Why did that fail? Because I catered to the wrong demographic. I catered to people who consider themselves advanced artists, and that's not very a huge majority. If I did, maybe if I, you know, the video, remember, is 45 minutes long. I don't think people have the time to invest in that anymore. But I think I would get more viewership if I did cater to the beginner audience. Because, okay, let's be real. I'm going to be real. That advanced anime eye tutorial is really a beginner tutorial. Want to know why? Because I really don't show anything complicating. Because remember, art isn't that hard. Okay, well, I'm saying that from my point of view. How do I explain this? Explaining the concepts of art, you know, the concepts of art aren't that hard to learn. So I explain it in a way to where a beginner could understand it. But the way I promoted it, like the demographic that I promoted it to was, yeah, you know, if you're a beginner and you see something called, I originally called it not for beginners because I wanted that like enticement, like, oh, you know, this tutorial's not for beginners. I really wonder why it isn't. You know, I wanted that enticement. But obviously it didn't work, so I took it off. Can making AR art help with learning aspects of making art, or are you just shooting yourself in the foot by using it to try and improve? Okay, so ethically, let's strip away all the ethics of AI art, all right? And let's solely talk about how it is for improvement. AI art helps you kind of understand, what would I say? It's kind of a crutch, I'd say, honestly. Every time I use AI art, and I'm mostly just copying it, it helps you, how do you say it? It helps you improve if you copy it and you kind of, if you copy it and you kind of can get like a similar result, it helps you understand like muscle memory techniques and stuff. But it gets to a point where you're kind of over-reliant on it and it's kind of nothing more than a crutch, I'd say. I made a drawing where I needed help with a sweater, like the shading of a sweater. And I realized that I legit just copied the fucking shading of the AI art. And so I'd say it's nothing more than a crutch. I mean, if you have something important, then, I mean, it can help you. But I don't know. I wouldn't really... It's good for ideas, I guess, but I don't know. I just don't really think there's any positives to AI art. I mean, if you do it, I don't really fucking care, but like... I did try for a little period of time to kind of see if I could ingrain it into my art and see if like it helped me, but really I didn't see, it didn't really help me that much. So, I don't know. It's like, I guess it's fucking So, what was I talking about? I would say, like, what's the point of using AI art? Just fucking reference, like, a real artist. It's infinitely more valuable to understand what a real person does. How do you ever get cringing at your art while drawing? Gain confidence. Start gassing yourself up. I don't know. I don't cringe when I draw my own art. I've never really had that. So. What are you saying yes to? If anyone says no or ignorant, I mean, it helps you. I don't really mind. But, people practice in their own ways. To me, AI art just wasn't that useful, so. I had a whole folder of it. I just don't, like, I don't, like, I'd rather just, you know, reference a real artist. Because, like, a real artist, like, you can clearly see what their, like, intentions are, so it's easier to understand what you're trying to draw. AI art is only good for ideas and getting like the basic form of things down, but I'd rather just use a real artist. I mostly just hate AI because it's fucking flooding every single social media site on the goddamn earth. Twitter, I get recommended AI art. No matter how many fucking AI art pages I block. It just doesn't happen. Patreon, it has AI artists. At that point, I can't even blame the fucking AI artists. You actually have to be a dumbass if you're paying money for AI art. Okay, yeah. I mostly blame people who are ignorant because, like, what am I going to say? Hey, don't do this. AI art. Don't sell AI art because that's ethically bad. What, you think people are going to fucking care? I mostly just blame people who are stupid enough to buy it. Yeah, Pinterest is filled with it. Like, Rule 34 is fucking filled with it. A bro can't even fucking goon in peace without seeing AI art. Google's filled with it. You have to type in before 2022 or minus AI. So, you know, at this point, usually I just use sites like Jailbrew or I just reference like artists that I like. So like Sasuchi Rosary, Ohi Sashiberry. I just mostly reference people who I like. I have like a whole folder of their art like downloaded just to reference. I'd rather just do that. Yeah, I saw that on Fiverr. That's cringe, dude. Like, that's actually so sad. Like, I feel bad for people who don't even understand that they're getting fucking scammed. I honestly don't even like how most AI art looks because it's like, it's basic, you know? It's like that, like, the only thing people generate is like that generic Pixar art style or what's that? What's the other thing? There's like a very generic anime style that's like soft shaded with a lot of like you can tell. I can't explain it, but you can fucking tell. Yeah, it's kind of just all the same. Like, and if I feel bad because you know some people did actually have that as an art style. I feel bad because when I look at like a person's art, it's real, but I don't like it because it looks AI generated. And that's kind of sad, isn't it? Like, it's not their fault. Yeah, the only people who like AI, it's kind of tough because like I'm like majoring in computer science. So I don't doubt that a lot of my like people who are in my field are going to be gassing up AI art. It kind of hurts. I took off the music. I just whatever. I fucking prefer it to be silent. I lose track. Oh my god. I was fucking gagged. Ah. Oh, me. Oh. I'm gonna fucking puke. All right. What's the the money from YouTube's also kind of slowing down because I haven't had a good video in 3 months. And the last good video I had was 200k views, which is good. It's decent. In the grand scheme of things, it's decent. For me, it's good because it's over 100k. But my biggest struggle with YouTube is just not understanding what my core audience wants. And I'm already good in everything. I think I'm proficient in thumbnails, titling, editing, and understanding how to script write. All of that, I think, you know, I got it down. And my newest video shows that to me, that I got it down. But now, the hardest part is the biggest fucking thing that I need to learn is understanding what my core audience wants. That's like the biggest thing now that I need to know. I wish I could talk to all 316 subscribers at once. 116k subscribers at once. And just ask them, what do you guys enjoy? Like, I wish I could do that. That would help me so much. But, you know, that's not how YouTube works. Because, you know, most of the subscribers, you know, they subscribe and then they don't look at your channel. But, I mean, I have a fine amount of people who are returning. That's why I like that people join into the live streams, because I get, you know, like, I can ask 74 people right now, what do you like about my channel? That'd be helpful. Google form. How many people do you think are gonna fill out a Google form? Oh, my ass hurts. the people aren't gonna. I feel like the people who are gonna take the time out of the people who are gonna take their time out of their day to fill out a Google form are people who are already who are big fans of me, which is a very egotistical way of saying that, but I don't know how else to say it. They're people who already enjoy my content no matter what. I feel like that's the only people who are gonna fill out that form, and so I'm gonna appease to the wrong audience. I can't use YouTube polls, the YouTube community polls, because they don't even advertise to my fucking subscribers. They advertise to random people. How do I know that? Because I made a poll saying, do you watch anime regularly? And more than half was no. Okay, well, actually, hold up. The comments would kind of help me. Okay, maybe that, I mean, maybe it would probably be easier if I made a poll saying, do you draw? And having it say yes or no. I feel like that'd be probably, but still, I get community polls from, I used to. I don't get them anymore, so I don't know how people vote. I used to get community polls from just random fucking people. So I assume that's what YouTube does for me. Yeah, no, I don't think that was a good example. But I still don't think YouTube polls is like a good indicator of my community. I like your tutorials because when they're drawing a specific thing, because I really like looking at you draw and how you think about drawing it. For example, anatomy drawing hair, drawing. See, that's also like a big thing too, that people want to see how to do. Here, let me go on the community. Okay, people really value. Let me go on the analytics right now and see what people value. People value how to draw heads videos, fastest way to improve your art, how to draw perfect faces, line art, anatomy. Those are like topics people really value. But I've already made videos for those topics, and what else could I talk about? So a lot of people do value art that shows you how to improve, why 99% of artists don't improve, stuff like that. So that's why I wanted that to be my next video. But it's really hard to convince people that it's how-to videos aren't bad. But understanding why stuff is the way it is easier than just learning how to draw a head. And it's very hard to convince beginners that they're learning wrong, because people trust their own intuition more than others. Even if a fucking professional is telling you how to do something, you usually trust your own proficiency, or sorry, that was the wrong word. You usually trust your own intuition more. I would love to see how you would go to viewers' art pages and point out the biggest opportunities for improvement. Social media sucks and art has so many things attached to be successful. I did make a video once, do you mean critiquing other people's art, or what? If you ever made a video about composition, I would do flip. I was thinking about my next set of tutorials to be about the principles of design and the principles of art. I would want to know how that would go with people, go for people. Because the biggest thing that I want to tell people is that the elements of art and principles of design, very fucking important. Every single one of my tutorials have always been based on these foundations. Anatomy, proportion, form, shape, like I was saying earlier. Color is very important. The colors you pick are very important, obviously, because people value color theory a lot. But I feel like people get the wrong idea of what color theory really is. What's another thing? Shape is very important. People are very bad at creating poses. A lot of people who draw, a lot of beginners who make poses, they look very congested. And here's another thing. What was I talking about? Shape and space go together. You need space in your poses for them to look like they're breathing correctly. If you have no space in your pose, a lot of times it can look very bad. Another thing that's very important in posing is movement. Obviously, that's a given. If you really want to... And a lot of people say you have to learn the rules of art to break them. That's another thing that I don't believe in. I don't believe there's such a thing as breaking the rules of art. If you're breaking the rules of art, then you're just making another art style, which I mean, I guess then it's breaking the rules of art, but you don't have to learn a realism to, get good at art. There's no such thing as breaking the rules of art. Like, if you want to do something with no line art, you're not breaking any rules. I think, so in terms of the element of art, line, I think an absence of line is still a type of line. Having no color in your art, I'd say, is still a type of color. I think an absence of an element is still, like, remember what I said earlier, the fundamentals of art are observations. You're observing that there's no color in your art. It's not breaking the rules. That's an observation, if you are observing that there's no balance in your art, that's not breaking the rules. You're observing that there's no balance in your art. And of course, you can make an absence of those things. You can make them look good. Of course, you don't need color to make art look good. You don't need form. I mean, people draw 2D, like anime, like most anime, sometimes 2D. You can make that look good. Not really breaking the rules of art. So. I'm drawing right now, and the hardest part for me is posing and drawing arms. I feel like they cover everything. Yeah, that's also like a hard thing to do. Emphasis. Maybe learn about emphasis. Yeah, hold on. Let me maybe putting more emphasis on one of the hands. So like, maybe like a hand is foreshortened, and then that's a fucked up neck. So like a hand. There's a hand, by the way, and another hand. And your feet. I don't know. There's a lot of different ways to solve that. Take advantage of these principles of design to help you with what you're struggling with. If you feel like your arm is covering everything, maybe learn about emphasis. Maybe learn that, or maybe learn about shape. Maybe the problem is the shape of the pose that you're making. Maybe the problem is the space that you're giving in your pose. Maybe the problem is the emphasis you're putting on each body part. Let's say I want to draw a character that's like falling from the sky. Like having like a character, like their foot, like let's pretend like that's their big ass foot. And then they're like, put less emphasis on the other parts of the character shit. Then like the emphasis is helping you understand that like character's falling. Movement, the character's like fucking curving shit. Stuff like that. Yeah, critiques of art, but also how artists represent their art. So many people don't understand there's so much to improve outside of their art program. Things like cropping a thumbnail, description tags. Oh, shit like that. I don't fucking know about any of that. Cropping a thumbnail. Like, descriptions and tags. If you look at my Instagram, yeah, I don't know how to do that. I only know how, the only thing I know how to do is YouTube. I don't really know anything about Twitter and Instagram. The only, point that I made is that if you're a beginner artist, okay, if you're an artist looking to get famous, then let's think about your skill level. Okay, if you're a beginner, let's be real, you're not going to get famous out of being a beginner artist. It's a hard pill to swallow, but the best thing you can do as a beginner is just improve. That's it. You're not going to get a whole lot of social media attention. If anything, people are going to make fun of you. I already see that on Twitter. People make fun of other people for being beginners. On Instagram too, actually. If you're an intermediate, best thing you can do for growing a following, I don't know, fucking, is drawing fan art. Drawing fan art, drawing what's relevant, drawing trends. This is for improving, by the way. If you want to improve, drawing trends, drawing fan art. It's what you draw that captures people's attention. And if you're professional, literally just fucking draw. People are gonna like you no matter what. People tend to love professionals and how they draw no matter what. Literally just draw. The one thing that I don't do. So, after a long break from drawing, what steps do you do to get back in your routine? It's so hard. I don't come back into drawing unless I have like a huge motivation behind it. So I don't have a routine. If I'm going to come back to drawing, it's going to because like I have the motivation to draw something big. And so I'll draw something big. Lo, you know a lot more than you think you do. One thing you really do well is present yourself confidently. This gift. Oh. You might have made a misspelling. After a long... Oh, I already read that. I was thinking about my art, about intentions and things like make my art alive and give soul. I think I have nothing like that if I'm an AI. I think my art is as valuable as generated. A lot of mistakes that you make is also like... Okay. Think about this. Christian. His art. Her art. Dog shit, alright? I think everyone knows that. Dog. But people find value in it. Why? Because it's so bad. People value for the mistakes that you make. You know, everyone's human. It's not just it's just not the perfections or like the things that you do good. It's also the things that you struggle at. That's what makes you unique. Oh, my bad, it cut off. This is a good lesson. You might think that your art isn't as valuable as someone else's, but it's the, you know, people like seeing your struggles. People like seeing what you do well. Let's take me, for example. People really value that I struggle at a lot of things, so I'm not shy to say what I struggle with. What do I struggle with? I struggle with creativity. I struggle with, you know, motivation. I suck at drawing shoes. I struggle at drawing full body pictures. These are like things that I struggle with. What am I good at? I'm good at coloring? Oh, line art. Also, you know, I'm not perfect. What am I good at? I'm good at faces, eyes. I think I'm good at simplicity. Turning simplicity into something complex. I would say that's also a strength that I have. I'm good at improving. I would say that I'm very good at improving. I feel like struggling to find things you struggle at. No, actually, it's very easy for me to find things that I struggle at. I feel like some artists get so much recognition for mid-tier shit. Like, all Sam does is studies, and he has Disney has somebody got 2 million subscribers. I know. It's just because... Yeah, I'm not going to diss Sam does art because I don't know them, so let's just see what he does. I don't know. I feel like it's just your taste at that point. A lot of people value his art style. I think he's good at art. Okay, another thing is that the fundamentals help you recognize that even if you don't like a drawing, if you dislike a drawing, you can still appreciate how the person knows what they're doing. Like, I can appreciate that Sun does art. I look at his art, he knows what he's doing. I can appreciate that. I can dislike his art style, but I can find appreciation in how, like, he does it, you know? Instead of just calling everything shit. You can call things shit if you know they're objectively shit. Trade me struggles, please. I struggle with not editing posts away after they are posted. This turns everything into overrunning where I also struggle at doing anything cute. Being able to reference, like, it's hard to, like, help when how do I explain it? Like, tell me, like, people that you reference, and I feel like I'd be able to understand better. Yeah, a lot of these, like, it's kind of crazy how a lot of these popular people are, like, these popular artists. Me, okay, let's take me as an example. Okay, I'm okay. I don't okay, compared to the average person, I have a lot of subscribers, but I have an average amount of subscribers, okay? 360K. And the reason is because people enjoy my tutorials. I can't fucking spell. People enjoy my tutorials more than they like my personality. And that's my fault because I don't put a lot of personality in my videos. I really value I really value being able to teach people efficiently. So, you know, it's my fault that people appreciate the tutorials more than me. I really want to change that though, which is why I want a lot of my humor in my video style, like Scott the Waz. A lot of big tier, like top tier art channels. Sam does art. Ethan Beckner. How many subs does Ethan Beckner have? Yeah, he's the right guy I'm thinking of, right? Ethan Becker. Yeah, 800. You know, almost 1 mil. Ethan Becker. There's another guy like Sam does art that I'm thinking of. Is he Asian? He's a dude who like reacts to TikToks. Reacting to. It's not Sam does art. Is it Sam does art? Fuck. There's another dude. There's another dude. Ah, there's a fucking another dude. What is his name? Oh my god, there's another dude that I'm fucking thinking of. Oh, Cooline's another person, actually. Not Rosh Straws. Oh wait, actually, it is Rosh Straws. My bad. You were actually right. It is Rosh Straws. It is Rosh Straws. I don't even know if he's Asian. Mark Brunette is another person. People value these people's personalities. Fuck, I can't fucking spell more than their tutorials. Which is a very, like, if you're an inspired influencer, very important that people like you over your content. Very important. Which is what I need to start doing. Once I start making fucking more videos. It's very important to me that I get across the type of person I am. I really want people to like me as a person. And not because I'm fucking insecure, but because it helps with your channel. I think, like, okay, this is the egotistical speaking. I think as a person, I am pretty unique. I'm fucking stupid a lot of times. I hate Sonic the Hedgehog. I feel like I have witty humor sometimes, which is something that I want to get across in my person. Yeah, like a lot of these channels, if you look at any channel below 50K subscribers, you will tend to notice that they're more popular for their tutorials than they are their persona. And that's why they're always stuck at below 500K, like me. You can get to 1 mil. You can get to 1 mil once you start showing people that you're more attractive as a person. So let's think of big people who have a really good persona. Critical. Hey, you know what? Fuck it. Let's think of YouTubers in general that have a really big persona. Critical. People love him for his dry-ass humor. You can't get that from anyone else. People love his person more than they like the content that he makes. Well, it depends on the content. People like his commentary. People don't tend to like his, card collection, his card shit. I noticed that. People don't really care for his cards. Fucking Asmongold, the dirtiest motherfucker on the planet. I don't know how people like him. It's his person. It's his persona. I don't know how people like him. It's his persona. Kai Cenat, again, his persona. Somebody more reasonable, I Show Speed. People like him because he's fucking crazy. I understand I Show Speed more than I do Asmongold and Kai Cenat. But a lot of these very famous... a lot of these famous YouTubers, more popular because of their personality more than the content that they make. I think a big problem is that the fact that a lot of these problems that these art YouTubers tackle have already been answered elsewhere more eloquently than a 10-minute video. Yeah, that's why it's really hard making, like... The Candace out of context goes hard, not gonna lie. Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't fill the fucking page up all the way. But I feel like as a person, I have a really strong personality, and I just need to start showing that more. But a thing that I struggle with is motivation, which is probably the worst fucking thing that I could struggle with. Why? Because I don't make fucking videos. And I'm pissed at myself. It's been 5 years. How many videos have I made in 5 years? 31. 31 fucking videos in 5 years, bro. And, oh my god, dude. It's like, I have a really bad struggle with motivation and procrastination. I don't get something done unless I have a reason to get it done. A really big help for me are deadlines. That's what helps me a lot. But like, people are like, make yourself a deadline. Well, what makes you think if I don't have a consequence to that deadline, what makes you think I'm gonna honor it if I don't have a fucking consequence to it? Another really big piece of advice I have. Oh, hold up. Yeah, this person said, and they still need to make a ton of 10-minute videos to keep their view counts up and subscribers interesting. And then you said, and to be fair, you've made 31 more videos than I have in the last 5 years. If you want to do something, the biggest generic piece of advice I can tell you is fucking do it. The moment you do it once, every subsequent time will get easier. So, before my newest video, editing was a pain in the ass for me. Editing, script writing, it's like, oh shit, dude. Like, I can't do it. Like, it's so hard. And then, what did I do? I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to take the time out. I'm going to take a fucking week to edit it to the best of my ability. I'm going to do it. I just have to do it. And I did it. And it worked out for me. And now I feel like the next time I do it, I know how it's going to go. I know how it's going to feel. I'm going to feel more comfortable doing it. And it's just a huge benefit for me that I'm able to do it. If you want to get something done, you have to do it. That's the biggest piece of advice. If you want to be a YouTuber, make a video. Don't be scared. You just have to do it, dude. Just no matter what. No matter how bad you might think you are, no matter how many views you have to get it, everyone has to start somewhere. You just have to do it. Like, dude, you don't understand how many things I've been able to do just from doing it. If you want an easy video idea, yeah, just like, just anything, just any idea. Yeah, just easy video ideas, anything. You just have to do it. Just take like taking a step out of your comfort zone. You just have to do it. Because the first time you do it, every other time will be easier. Maybe gaslight yourself for the deadline thinking about being overdramatic, like the idea that you'll get less viewers, like gaslight yourself into the idea that it's going to be... Okay, maybe that would be a good idea. The problem is I'm a little bit egotistical, so like I know that it's not going to happen. And even if I do get 0 viewers, and that never really demotivates me, like having a flop video doesn't demotivate me. Because if anything, it motivates... Well, okay, motivates me. Like it gets me, it gives me encouragement. Because now I understand what not to do. I can always find the value in having a video that just doesn't do well. But I get what you mean. Like, gaslight yourself into knowing that, like, something bad will happen if I don't do it. Maybe if I gaslight myself into someone will fucking execute me that day. Shia LaBeouf's Just Do It video lives in my head. I mean, yeah. I have not thought about that video in, like, 8 years. If you don't make a video, it gets 0 views. Oh, my ears are popping. Oh my god. My fucking... Okay, never mind. I can hear myself fine. But it's weird because this YouTuber that is also very similar to me he also got a good amount of views. Okay, not as much as he usually does, but like he got a good amount of views for making a background video, so I don't know. Okay, fuck. That is actually, yeah, giving one of your friends $50 if you don't reach the deadline is actually a good consequence. That is actually a really good one. That would actually make me motivated. I'm not gonna lie. So that is actually a good motivation. That is actually a good motivation. Actually, hold on. That is actually a good idea. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just afraid of this next video because I'm gonna go all out. You know, I'm gonna make sure this is like one of my best videos ever in terms of just everything. I've already come up with a title, come up with a thumbnail idea. I've coming up with a topic. I've coming up with the main points. Right now I'm editing the script to like, you know, be as efficient as I can. And it, you know, I'm doing it and it's just like, you know, it's scary because it's like when you do something and you put so much effort into it and you're just like scared to see the result, like kind of like a test, like you study so much for a test. Let's say you get like a lot of bad grades and then like you study once for a test and you're just very anxious to see the results because you're like hoping that, you know, it was worth the effort. Because like if you put in the effort and you still fail, then it just, you know, it's just like shit, you know. What do I use to edit? I use Premiere Pro. Adobe. Bro's friend's gonna be rich? Probably. Take out that /JK, dude. Like, knowing my motivation, probably. Oh, here's a Ross Draws video that flopped. Hold on. Wait, hold up. Wait, Ross? What happened, bro? Okay. Ross Draws, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. You might want to close out right now. Ross Draws, stealing Arcane's art style to improve my art. His video flops. I wonder why. Recently I've been kind of feeling sad that like most of like the time that I spend on YouTube is kind of like trying to like feel corporate. But then I kind of realized to myself it doesn't have to feel that way. That I can still add my humor into my video and it'll still feel good. So that kind of gave me more motivation. Why are you streaming right now? You can stay up, bro. It's fine. Because I made the same video. Hey, I love Picat. Yeah, a lot of YouTubers are right now are making like improvement videos, but they don't know what I know. So, oh, Arcane video. You're talking about the Arcane video. Hers is doing what better right now than the other Rush Draws. Hers got 48K views in one day. Well, the Rush Draws got like 80K views in 2 weeks. But I mean, I don't like to be mean. Like in case of YouTubers watching, I don't like to like say, oh, their video flops. But I don't like to, you know. It's kind of sad to say, you know. It's like, oh, you're calling my video a flop, and I tried so hard on it. But you know, sometimes you got to be a little harsh to get better. Yeah, Corpo isn't as bad as long as it doesn't come with the cost of you. Yeah, like I noticed that from my recent video. I feel like I could still do funny videos without losing myself. Or like I could still do like, not generic content, but like, you know, like not the Mr. Beast. Okay, it's kind of Mr. Beast because he's kind of the one who kind of figured it out. So it kind of like sucks. But like, I can still follow that format without losing myself. I know that I can. I think you are just the best guy at explaining. Somehow you go into things that others don't say. See, like people say that, and then what makes me think that other people don't get told that? Like I want to hear someone who watches other art YouTubers. I want to hear what they say. No offense to him, but I think Ethan Beckner is especially transparent about it, using his fans' desire to be on a video with him to prop him up in order to throw the channel in a weird way. That's weird. Ghost, nah, I watch all the people. Like, it would be really helpful for me to know explicitly, like, of course, explicitly it would help me, but like, I want to know what do I do fucking differently? Like here are channels that my audience watches, if any of you know. Okay. We have Tipo, TPPO. We have Ori Days. We have Nairo, Niro. Line Sensei, Anime Charlie, Natsumi-san. Like, what do I do differently from these people? Like these people that you guys enjoy. Shred for motivation. Schedule a tweet where you admit something. Oh my God! No, I would not fucking do that. That's like actually just like a timer to the gun to my head. The fact that I watch all of them. As long, like, if I could, like, utilize what makes me different, I would enjoy that. Like, do I sound more stupid? Do I sound more straightforward? Somebody said that earlier. Do I, like, how do I explain things that make it easier? Oh, God, you would do it, though. No, I would fucking not. I know how ruthless Twitter is, dude. You sound more funky? What do you mean by that? Like, I sound sick, or, like, the way I explain things? You have a very Eastern style and speak natural English. That's a very... See, that is also a thing that... Okay, so Monitor Comics, I don't know if you guys know him. He told me I have a very Eastern style. That a lot of anime that Americans draw feel very Western. I've never noticed that. Is that something that people feel? I just like how you're pretty blunt. Yeah, I guess I do call things shit and stuff. It is a necessary thing for many people to learn to motivate themselves. He's just fulfilling the demand. A little whimsical voice. You explain things more in depth, and I like the format of drawing real time with just the art program showing without the necessary cutscenes. I'm sorry. That might change soon because that's the people don't watch that. If you could give me your opinion on my newest video, because like I feel like that's kind of like the type of video that you probably don't like. I don't know. They go over big points, but you go into detail. Like the advanced eye, you show it step to step. Well, it's so obvious with Eastern and Western. That's what people say. You know, like it's very obvious. Like, I want other people's opinions. Do I draw very Eastern? Here's my art. Because I don't purposely try to draw like Japanese artists. First of all, the fact that you draw anime, I also feel like you target a more masculine audience. That is crazy. I mean, I do have, like, my subscribers are mostly men. But how do I target a mostly masculine audience when I draw shit like this? I can't tell, to be honest. Neither can I. Yeah, as you can tell when a Westerner draws anime art. You know, I'm going to look it up right now. Hold on. Western anime art. Okay, is there anyone that I want to fucking call out? I feel bad for just grabbing some random Reddit person's art. Making him possibly feel bad. One way to tell is to load up fan art of a character on Pixiv and then Newgrounds, and you can see the differences. Okay, okay, Newgrounds. Dan. That's like the first, Dan. Like this? Oh, there's fucking web.p. I can't open it. Okay, well. I don't know. I kind of feel bad for calling someone else, so I'm not going to open up any art pieces. Something I like is that you don't echo the opinions of others and give more specific advice. That's good. It's because, you know why I think that's because I form my own opinions. I've never really read anything. I've never watched any other art tutorials. Most of my opinions and analysis mostly just come from what helped me. I really want to teach people what helped me, because if I kind of like explain to people what helped me, I feel like that'll be like to anyone, maybe it'll help them. I think you should capitalize on being less serious and giving like real art advice, not by a book. Like in the last video, you basically said, I suck at drawing BG, so I'll take a picture of me as my OC. Yeah, I feel like showing people like the whimsical side of like learning art can make it feel better for them. Like, I don't want learning art to feel like a chore. That's like one thing I don't. Okay, so as someone who's in a certain circle, there's a huge difference between the anime art women consume versus the one men consume. Anime often has similar to NSFW anime. Ever done any backgrounds? No. My art style is beautiful. Thank you. I love your art style. Thank you, Miko. Thank you, D7. Comparing you to Mark Brunette, Mark has credentials that backs up why his art style is so realistic. You, on the other hand, show no restraint in being expressive. You're more like a talent. Hey, you know what? I'll take it. Talented hentai artist. I'll fucking take it. If that's my title. Fuck it, man. I mean, art is just a hobby to me. I'll take anything. Animation and anime feel. Meanwhile, women have Ghibli and whimsical art style anime. Oh, I can see them. That makes sense. I got the hentai artist, anime artist. Hentai artist anime style. That's fine. You know, I like drawing that way, so. And come on, I can't even like not agree with that. How can I not agree with that? It's funny because most of the artists that I reference are women. Ohi Sashiberry, Rosary, Sasuchi, they're all women. So, I mean, that's kind of funny. I like talking to you guys. Makes me... I like live streaming sometimes when I kind of feel like demotivated. I feel like it helps me a lot. Mark is a good example of someone who has a Western with anime influence, but it's undeniable Western. All right, let me see what his art looks like then. Is he subbed to me? No, it's somebody else who's subbed to me. Oh, yeah, he's not who I'm thinking of. Okay, never mind. I'm thinking of someone else. I don't know if you could hear that. I mean, I guess I could see, like, I guess Westerners kind of, like, mix in a little bit of, like, comic, like comic hero style. Like, kind of like, well, not Marvel comics, like that superhero comic style mixed with anime. That's kind of what I saw. Meanwhile, I'm a dude who learned from an SF artist and I got a femme audience. That is crazy. I kind of like, yeah, I feel like being kind of like less serious about teaching people. I feel like being like calling things shit, not like, is that what you mean by blunt? That I just straight up curse and like you just fucking suck if you draw like this? Stuff like that. All right, I need to write these down. Hold up, I gotta write these down. How I stand up. I am blunt and straightforward. All right. Hopefully after this, my next video will be a banger. I haven't had a video reach 1 million views in so long. I think the last one that reached 1 million, let me see, was 4 years ago. You know, when I started my fucking channel. I'm not like someone who's driven by money or the views. YouTube to me is like a game. I feel like treating it as a game is more healthy than treating it as a job because I'm not stressed about losing. Okay, I'm kind of privileged in the fact that I can do that because, you know, obviously like that means I'm, you know, but I'm kind of privileged in the fact that I could do what I want and treat YouTube like a game and like a hobby, like less than a job. It is my main job. This is my main job, doing all this. I don't have a job. I'm fucking okay, I can't say I'm unemployed because obviously this is my job, so I'm self-employed. But you know, I don't fucking know where I was going with this. Oh, okay, I was saying that I want to get more views, not because I'm like Logan Paul and I'll do anything for views. No, it's just because I have fun doing this. It's like a Roblox game, you know? Roblox YouTuber simulator. I have a lot of fun doing this. And like being able to maximize views while also being able to help people to my, like to the highest capacity while also entertaining people. Being able to mix those three is like fun, you know? Other YouTubers may go and copy a tip from a book or other YouTuber guys, but mostly they won't work for me because they stole it and don't understand it themselves. And to be honest, your last videos are underrated. Hey, you know what? I agree with you. They are underrated, bro. I feel like if people gave the chance to watch them, they would enjoy it. That's all I'm saying. Oh, you're finally going to finish drawing her? Nope. I don't even know if I'm ever going to finish this. The last thing I need to finish is the jacket. And hold on, wait, where's the actual PNG? There, I just need to finish drawing. I mean, the character herself is done. The jacket is not, but the character herself is done. I started this last year in June, by the way. I think art YouTube is regressing. I don't think it's the quality of your videos. I don't think art content is losing popularity. I think it's just the way it's advertised. I feel like people are still stuck in the old ways of how to content. I just feel like, okay, like Ori Days obviously knows what he's fucking doing because Ori Days gets a banger back to back. I think art content is still alive. People just haven't. Like his last video I drew for 11,000 hours, here's what I learned, is a very good video. I feel like that's still a good video. He made another video 8 months ago. The fastest way to improve your art in 1 hour. I feel like like if there's like a art YouTuber who's not doing so well, it's because they're still stuck in the old ways of how to do stuff. New YouTube is like clickbaiting without the clickbait. You just have to go all out with your videos and make something that a majority of people will like. So like my new video, why 99% of artists don't improve. Big numbers. 99% of artists don't improve. That's very fucking bold. And then like the thumbnail is going to show like something that's very captivating. I don't think I have the, let me show some of the concepts that I made. So here's my YouTube coach. This is what he made for me. Something like that. So this character is supposed to be like an anime character. He drew me because I put myself in my concept. Here's another one that I made. So practice, no. Talent, no. Reference, no. And then the bad side of art. And then a censored, I don't know what I'd do here yet, but I want to put like an ambiguous word that still doesn't really talk about. It gives a little bit of context. Like it gives intriguement of the video. So basically the whole point of the video is fundamentals. So I put that there, but I can't say that because remember the knowledge gap. If somebody reads something that they know about, they're not going to click on it. But good side of the video, or like good side of art versus the bad side practice, no. Talent, no. Referencing. These words are interchangeable. Practice, I'm going to leave in there, but these two I'm going to change. And then I'm going to also change this and make it more ambiguous. I kind of hate how the clickbaity the art content has been lately, but I guess anything to get views. Yeah, that does kind of suck. Like I jacked off in a week and this is what happened. Like it sucks. Yeah, I know, but it's what works. So that's why I want my content to feel less Mr. Beast and more based on my humor. Humor is a very good way to show off your personality. And I feel like showing my crude, stupid fucking humor is a very good way of showing people who I am and to kind of differentiate myself from. I feel like a lot of art YouTubers are very safe with their type of humor. I'm not saying I'm edgy or anything, but I feel like my type of humor, like, is just fucking stupid. Like Scott the Woz is just fucking stupid. He doesn't, like, his humor isn't safe. It's like more slapstick, you know? It's like, the best way to put it is slapstick, and it's funny. It's not safe. It's like humor anyone can enjoy. It's not like, I'm gonna be, what's it, like an example? Oh, line art is so hard. Isn't that funny? I don't know, something like that. Honestly, art content creation is just repetitive, so someone probably did this, and it's really hard to find something which hasn't been done or said before. Yeah, that's why the way I can differentiate myself is that, again, being egotistical, is that I'm very good at drawing. I feel like that's a very good, captivating thing that I can show people, is that I draw anime, and I draw it good. And not a lot of people can do that. Good art on thumbnail equals free money. There's also a hot take title strategy, and then it turns out everyone agrees opinion and everyone is happy. I tried that. That doesn't work as well as you'd think. Actually, maybe it does. Oh, actually, it does. Yeah, it depends on the way you do it. The way I did it was wrong, but the way you do it, it could be right. So, like, practice is not getting you anywhere. That's kind of like a hot take. That could help you. You could have to refine that, but that's like a good way of doing it. Add surprise anime girl on the right as an email to a secret. I can't do that. I mean, that'd probably work. I don't want to do that. How do you feel about fan art of yourself? It feels weird to think about it when you're smaller, but nobody bats an eye at big artist OCs like Speedos. I really love it when people draw fan art of my OCs. It just brings me joy. I always post it and I always save it. It's just, I love getting fan art. Not a lot of people do it because, I don't know. I don't know why. You should, because my OCs are cool. But I'm really get happy when people draw my stuff. Back in 2021, your tutorials helped me drastically improve after I quit my 2.5 years of art blog. Thank you for helping me to build my style and improve. Hey, no problem, Torta. Yeah, I mean, some of my favorite art YouTubers just have a time lapse of their art with music, not even any commentary. I just simply like content like that. As you a fan of your OC like 2 years ago, I might redo it. Hey, turn that might into I'm gonna, please. And then tag it. Have it give me like, okay. If you're gonna make fan art of me or of my characters, please post it. Tag it to me on Instagram. I love having it, and like, you know, like that section of Instagram where it shows like people like accounts that you're tagged in. I love it. And then I post it on my story too. I noticed redesign of different media's work, including your OCs on YouTube. Also, like different styles, I think. Do you know who Mikey Mega is? I feel like you two would love each other. I know who he is. I haven't watched his videos because I've seen that he does mostly how-to content. And like I've said before, I don't watch how-to content. So I don't feel like I'd watch him. My favorite OC of yours is the girl with the red bow. I know everyone loves that OC. She's very, it's like, I feel like she really represents my art. Simplistic, but in a complex way. Hold on, let me find a picture of her. Yeah, I'll do this one. I really like that my OCs kind of speak to me as like an artist. Very simplistic characters that just feel complex. I don't know. I feel like that's kind of like my motto when it comes to my art style. Yeah, let me get my other characters. Where's my art at? My art. Yellow girl. Here's Yellow girl. Oh, Mikey's another fantastic example of another Eastern. I actually really should finish this drawing. I gotta make her head bigger. I feel I made her head too small. I might just make her body smaller because if I make her head bigger, it's gonna ruin the resolution. I gotta make her body a little bit smaller. But because she's supposed to be like, I'm not saying these proportions. Remember, like I said, proportions are never wrong. It's what your intention is. These proportions technically not wrong, but she's supposed to be small and short. So I need to make her shoulders less broad in order to make her, in order to bring out my intentions. Because these are her true proportions. Let me find it. Okay, maybe not that. Can I? Okay, maybe like this, but a little bit taller. Here she looks a little too chibi-like, but I want to make her look a little bit more realistic. Do I do art as a job? Yes, I do. It is my main job. Awooga. Okay, bro. If I think of a problem why your content isn't performing as well as current YouTubers, the problem would be editing, Alexi. No. Okay. Yes, editing is... If you look at my recent video, you can tell that my editing has gotten way better. If you look at the viewer retention rate, completely fucking flat. I fixed that problem. My current, like my last few videos didn't do well because of the topic and the way, okay, for the eye, it's the way I promoted it. Newest video, because of the topic. Very, very important, no matter what video you're making, is that you create a topic that appeals to your audience as well as being able to extend to more people. There's a lot of ways of doing that. If my next video does well, I will feel very confident in my hypothesis. Do you have an OC for every color? I actually do not. I don't have I have this one. I don't really consider her a main OC. It's just some character I fucking made up. Okay. I don't have an OC for every color though. Let me close out of these. I don't know what this is. Okay, we got Crimson. I'll leave the PNG instead of the... That's not mine. Thumbnail. Okay, Scarlet. Okay, Scarlet, Crimson, Vanilla. I actually really like her name because the Vanilla, but she's freaky as hell. I think like having her name kind of like contrast the way she is as a person is very funny because she has like latex on, she has a leash on, she's freaky as fuck. And vanilla is like a color that represents kind of like white, yellow. And so that's her colors, white, yellow. And so vanilla, but it kind of the opposite of freaky. I kind of like that. I thought that name was really clever when I was making it up for her. What other? Navy. Hold up, I gotta bring up a color her picture of her. Navy. This is Navy. What's another character that I consider main? Crimson. I already showed her. No, there's still one more. I feel like I'm missing one more. Oh, the Cyberpunk. Hold up. What was her name again? I don't actually remember what game name I gave her. I actually don't remember what name. Do you ever go back and forth with deciding to go more semi-realistic, or have you decided to mostly focus on anime style? It's semi-realistic. Okay, so if I draw like this, okay, I have a style. If I draw like this, it's a sketch. These are sketches. These are like finished drawings. If it's like a semi-realistic drawing, it's finished. If I were to turn this drawing into a finished drawing, it would look more like this. So it's not really going back and forth. It depends on what stage of the art that I'm on. So if I show you here, if I show you the sketch of this. Where the fuck the sketch at? Okay, I just don't have it. Oh, it's right here. See, it looks more, anime. Because it's a sketch. If I were to color it, it would look more cartoony. But the reason it looks more semi-realistic is because of the way I color it. She really is Yuri. Holy shit, I stayed way too late for the stream. I'm gonna leave. Okay. Pussy's gotta sleep. I'm just joking. See ya. Do you have some kind of lore with your OCs? Okay. The thing about me is that I don't like creating stories because I always change them because I'm not a very good writer, obviously. My lore with all of my OCs is that they're actors. That way, I can put them in any scenario that I want. That's my OC, is that they're all models and actors. And that they all get along with each other. I like that. What else? I didn't know she's freaky. I thought she's innocent. I don't know. She's too adorable. That's the facade. I like hot mommy with glasses. What's her name? Okay, that's Crimson. This one. She's 6 foot. I think I made her 6'1". Maybe 6'3". So you're telling us you're going to start making Cocomelon style videos for more retention? You're going to brain rot us? Maybe a little bit. I mean, it works. Okay, so I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna try to lose the YouTuber voice. Somebody did say that I sounded like. Okay, listen to your haters sometimes because sometimes they are right. I had a comment that said you don't have to have the car salesman voice, and it is something that I didn't like about that video was that I sounded very car salesman. And I did notice that if I have a natural tone of voice that people still stay. I don't really have to sound enthusiastic about what I'm talking about. As long as I'm just talking and sound interesting, that's all that matters. So like, I don't have to sound like, hey, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be talking about, I don't have to sound like that. I could be like, hey, welcome to my YouTube channel. Fuck. Hey, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be talking about, form, shapes, all that shit. That's, I mean, you guys probably know what my natural tone of voice is because you've been hearing it for the past 2 hours. Our topics I want to see on my feed: how to get out of the intermediate gap, random messages on how to commission versus becoming an art tuber. Becoming an art tuber is kind of weird. I still haven't figured it out. I would, if I don't even think if that's most of my audience. I would have to see if that's most of my audience who wants to become like an art tuber. If I do notice that, then I would make a video like that. YouTuber voice jump scare me. Yeah. It's something that I really want to lose. I don't feel like I was born with a voice that can sound naturally enthusiastic like Scott the Waz. Yeah, let me hear Scott the Waz real quick. Here, you guys can hear him too. Oh, he's fucking screwed. That's a skit. Okay.
Personal hell. So how does this not count? Well, horror as a genre is designed to spook and scare.
See, he kind of sounds like not really a car salesman. He sounds natural when he speaks that way. I don't feel like I can do that. Maybe with practice I can. But I don't really feel like I can speak that way.
That's its goal. Doesn't matter if it's
it could be because a lot of what he's saying is very witty. And a lot of what I say is very serious.
It matters if that was its intention. Much like how something is considered a comedy when its objective is to make you laugh. So just because I fucking lose at a scary movie too, doesn't make it a comedy.
See, like that. It might just be like his form of writing that allows him to talk that way. Like the way I talk is mostly serious. Because when he talks serious, he does have like a more serious tone of voice. I think you can treat your script as a stand-up script. You see, I would do that, and then I kind of lose the focus of the video. The focus of the video is to teach people. And I feel like treating it as a stand-up, people are going to take something different away from it, you know? I feel like my humor will work better if I do it at the end of the main segments. So, like, I can't do it as, like, if I do it in the middle of, like, a point, I can't do that because it'll break the pace of what I'm trying to teach you. Like, color theory. Hey, you want to learn color theory? Contrasting blue and red, like the blood of my enemies. And then keep going on with I feel like that's a pace breaker. I feel like that's going to kind of ruin the flow and then ruin kind of the retention. I feel like once I get the point across and then make a joke, that'll help be better. And so just kind of adding like stupid ass humor when I'm allowed to, when the viewer kind of feels like when the viewer's mind kind of feels like they can and not like, okay, when the viewer's mind is not disengaged, but done, how do I explain it? Like they're free, their mind is free in learning something new there. When their mind is free to learn something new, then I can make a joke. So like, you want to learn color theory? Contrast is blue and red. Contrast is something when colors are opposed from each other. And contrast is very good for, I don't know, bringing harmony into your art. Fuck you, I'm going to kill you. I don't know, that's a random ass joke. Would you ever do art fix content? Fan submit and you critique? I've already done that 2 times. I don't think I would do it anymore. It doesn't. I mean, it probably would work as well if I edit it better, but do I really want to risk it? Well, not right now. Maybe in the future. The thing about me is that every video has to be a banger because I post so infrequently. So maybe if I post frequently, maybe then I can start testing that kind of content again. I do watch that person, Dead SM. Make a video totally monotone, like a teacher who isn't paid enough. That's how I used to sound back then, actually. I used to actually sound like that. If you go to my oldest videos, I sound like that. Let's see. Scanta was. Pina. Alright. Oh, let's see what the recent polls are. Let's see. What type of tutorials do you prefer? Explanations versus how it's fucking 50-50. Okay, I think being able to do a mixture of both is actually very strong. Explaining why things are done and then showing how I do it would be very strong, I think. I think that's the kind of like the takeaway I should, because that's how I did it in the anatomy video. I think being able to do that would be very helpful. The thing is that the how to improve an art is mostly explanation based. I can't really do how to. I mean, maybe I can show like a how to learn. I don't know. Personally, here, let's read some of the comments. Personally, I love the step-by-step. You helped me a lot with getting into art. You explain everything so well and give great visual examples. Okay, they said they love the step-by-step, and then they say I explain everything so well and give great examples, which leads me to the belief that they don't know it, but they also do value explanation-based. How to draw how to hands down is the most useful for me as an artist, as it explains what you did to get there. Oh, how to hands down. Okay, I read that wrong. See, look, as an artist, as it explains what you did to get there. They don't know it, but they're like half and half. Honestly, I'd say both. That guy gets it. It's not something too complex, the how-to, but it's something I truly want to understand. I'd say explanation-based, but the mix of the two. Okay, both. Step by step. Actually, why can't you do both? Fuck! Okay, they're just saying both. I can't do both. It's just I wanted to know what people valued more, but it seems like people value both half and half. So, I think... Because I wanted to know which one I should focus on more. If I'm focusing more on how-to, so like how to draw the eyes, then I'm going to focus more on how to draw the eyes. But if people said explanation-based, I would focus more on explanation-based. So obviously explaining more what I do instead of showing you how to. But people value both. So obviously I'm going to... Because you know how like sometimes you get two options. If you try to do both, then it doesn't work out in the end. Like let's say you have two audiences and you try to make two like a different kinds of contents that works for both audiences, and then like the saying, if you try to appease to everyone, you appease to no one. So that's why I asked people. But it seems like, in this situation, appeasing to both would actually work out in the end. I have a final on Friday, by the way. I haven't studied. So yeah. Chat rate died. I don't know what to talk about anymore. I'm nothing without chat. But yeah. I don't know. Dude, this job, I'm sorry. I don't want to flex or anything, but just being a YouTuber is just so fun. I kind of value myself as a person because when I make mistakes, I find the value in making mistakes, which is also, a double-edged sword, because if I'm not afraid of making mistakes, then that's kind of bad for me, Chat revived. You haven't drawn anything since September? Nope. Last thing I drew was this character. The character this character. This was... Actually, hold up. Wait. I lied. This is the last character I drew. This was for a collab. But it might have been before. I don't remember. That looks sick. Thank you. People say if you love your job, you never work a day, which is a total lie. Have you ever worked some days? Bro, I never work. I wanted to rank your OCs. Number 1, Bow Girl. Number 2, Freaky Girl. Number 3, Tall Women. And thank you, bro. I like the tier list. How often do I live stream? Never. So you're very lucky. Since I haven't played music, I might be able to keep this up. So I'm going to unlist it and put it in a playlist if you ever want to come back to it. I might just stop putting music in my live streams so that they don't get copyright claimed. Because I do give like a lot of good advice in my live stream, so I'd rather just not have to delete it. Saw your last video, to be honest. I clicked off at minute 3 because you needed... Hey, wait, that's exactly what brought the retention down. Is the CSPS. You know what? Fuck it. I'll just show you I'll just show you my stats. Why not? That's exactly what brought it down too, by the way. Once again, not my fault. Hey, it's a sponsored video. Can't do anything about it. And you don't, actually. Honestly, you don't really need it. Here, let me show my stats. Right. We're studio mode. Studio mode's helpful because I could see what I'm going to show before I actually show it. So that way if I fucking show something on accident, it doesn't happen. Let me go to my Windows. My Firefox. Okay, here. Let me zoom this shit up. Give me a little bit. I'm fucking fondling this shit. I'm trying to... Okay. There. And then... Transition. Actually, am I not... Okay, I just want to make sure I'm not showing any passwords or anything. There. This is the graph of my video. Once again, look. Okay. Once again, look. Right here, flat as a board. Because I show my character, which is what people are interesting. Flat as a board. Guess what happens?
Actually horrible at drawing backgrounds. So instead of getting...
Drops off. You cannot tell me that that's not the reason why the fuck it flatlined. Like, why would something just flatline randomly and then just go back down to fucking going down low?
You might know me as a professional anime artist, but I'm actually horrible at drawing backgrounds. So instead of getting frustrated and learning how to draw one, I just decided...
See, and then I go back to talking about backgrounds, which obviously... and then over here, remember, another thing, see, this is a pace breaker.
You want to
So I start talking about Clip Studio Paint. People are like
if you're...
I assume people, like you said, I don't use CSP. I figured I have to use it to do this, so I don't care. So they skip to the end. Because as you can see, the end is kind of like the same as the beginning in terms of viewer retention. And then this is people who don't care. Compare this viewer graph to this one. Actually, no. Actually, this would be a better example because this one did good. Actually, wait, no. You want this would be a even better example. This one. Bam! This video got 400k views, by the way. Absolute shit retention. 4% by the end, by the way. What's very important is average view duration. This is what's very important. So the reason this video did well is because I had a good view duration. People who were interested in it stayed for 4 minutes, which is, good. And then they're like, oh, you know what? I don't care. So they left. But this is a good average view duration for my niche. So this graph may be shit, but the average view duration was high, so the video did well. Let's go back to the other video. Video did shit. Because, where the fuck is the average view duration? Because I had a low view duration, 3 minutes. People decided they didn't care, clicked off. That's what's really bad. But the view retention rate is really good. So as long as I make, as long as I find a topic of a video that my audience is interested in, this graph will be raised up. So like consistently. So like shifted. All of it will be shifted up. Let's say like 66%, which is good. And then this view duration will be higher, which will obviously really help me. So my takeaway is that the editing and like the scripting style of this video did really well, and that's what I should carry on. Sorry, but I always skip to most replayed and start there. If I need context, and I'll rewind at the beginning. You might do it, but most people don't, which helps, Like, I mean, you'll do it. You're like 1 out of a million people who will do it, so it's fine. God, I didn't realize how good these stats were. I'm so guilty of dropping. What do you mean by that? Very demur. Okay, bro. Okay, so a lot from channel to channel, stats will vary differently because of your niche. So, like, if you're comparing yourself to me, you probably shouldn't because everyone's stats are different. Okay. Once again, let's see that this one was bound to do bad. This one was pretty flat, still went down. But since this video is shorter, having something that's like this is worse because since it's shorter, it means people are clicking out earlier. Shorter videos that have like a graph like this are gonna do bad. But longer videos who have it until like 22 minutes, not gonna do as bad because it means that most people are watching by minute 4 because minute 4 is right here for this one. But yeah, let's go back to this. But I had a YouTube coach. I didn't pay for him. He's just some dude that I met, and he's really helping me. Like legit has been helping. I feel like I've learned so much from him, and it's not stuff that I feel like I would have learned on my own. But yeah, I feel like, hey, as long as my next video is a banger, I will be happy. I will spend a month on that video if it means trying to create something that I know will do good. Why can't you make a VTuber a big talk? I don't like making VTubers. I rather just have myself on the camera. I did actually have a VTuber that I paid for, but I never used it. I only had one form long video. I hit 10K mark. It was all because of a trend that unfortunately did. What was the video? I dropped out of our videos before the all the time, and I didn't realize I was all tracked. Oh yeah. Oh, I see what you mean. Anyways, if you're an aspiring content creator, first thing you want to do is just get good. Literally. Easiest way to get popular is to draw good. That's literally it. Because people no matter what, okay, people like intermediate art if it's of their favorite characters. People like professional art because it's pretty. What do you think is easier to do? Well, okay, obviously drawing. What do you think is okay? What do you think is easier to get famous off of? Drawing pretty art or drawing trending art? I think it's easier to get famous off of drawing pretty art because, I mean, you can draw whatever you want and people will follow you, and it's easier to draw for yourself. But then you draw fan art. I think it's harder to draw fan art because you got to think about what's trending, and if you're taking too long in your drawing and it's not trending anymore, then you're fucked. So, if you want to get very popular very quickly, you can draw good and draw fan art. That's also a good way, but I don't like doing that. So I don't like drawing fan art. I mean, if it's a character that I really like Princess Peach. What's another fan art that I've drawn? Reyna from Valorant. What's another? I drew Miku once. Rosalina. I never finished this one. I didn't like it that much. I drew Rosalina though. I only drew like the basic shapes. But see how basic shapes also really help. So like, this is kind of like using shapes to come up with your composition. Wait, did I draw her face? I did not. I think your last video wasn't as good because somebody did the idea before. Like, Tipo made a video about making backgrounds, so you got decent views. Maybe cities where it was. No, just because somebody else did the idea doesn't mean that your video will do bad. It's not like people... Okay, imagine this. You're watching a video about something that you're very interested in. What, just because someone else did it, does that mean like you're not going to watch more content of it? Oh, I watched how to draw... I watched a video on art challenge of some guy using markers, and I really enjoyed it. I'm not going to watch videos anymore about how to draw markers. No, people who enjoy watching content of like a specific topic are going to watch more videos of that specific topic. Just because it was done before doesn't mean that my video did bad because of it. My audience didn't like the video. That's my audience just didn't like the video. It's literally just because of the topic. If I look at what my audience watches, none of them watch what I made. So, because it wasn't new viewers, it was returning viewers that did bad. If I need something to pop off, returning viewers has to do good as well. Yeah, it's actually also a double-edged sword because drawing fan art means people don't care about your OCs. Same way, like, it's the same way of, like, if you always draw, like, porn. If you draw something normal, people don't care about it. But the other way around is actually better. If you always draw safe for W or safe for work and then you draw porn, people like it more. Rosalina looks fire. No, but that's a lot of layers. Does it take a lot of layers of coloring? Actually don't know what most of these layers are. Oh, this is just the eye. That's just the eye. These are just the actual building blocks. It's like that. So this is the entire drawing. The eye takes a lot of layers, but the shapes didn't. I'm also glad I actually figured out I kind of don't have to draw for YouTube. I mean, I kind of do, but I don't have to draw a lot. I mean, maybe just like one piece. Oh, the fuck did I just say? I mean, I can draw, like, the thing about that I'm also getting at recently is, like, I'm able to draw fast and have it look semi-decent. So, hold up. Let me... Like, this actually took me 15 hours. Okay, no, that's actually too much. Not, okay, I don't know. I don't usually count how long I draw. This actually didn't take me that long. Compared to, like, this piece. Where the fuck is it? This piece? This one took me nothing. I was able to finish it in like 2 days. So like, I'm able to draw something faster without having to spend so much time on it. And so I think it's also something I've been getting better at recently. It is real. Show Reina. It's not that good. Because it was a while ago. Where is she? Here. I have attempted animation before. I mean, I do Flipnote. The One Piece. It's because the mirrored face doesn't have lighting, probably. I love all your OCs. Are very creative. Thank you. Yeah, I don't use the symmetry tool for front faces anymore. So like, here. I don't. Front faces that don't use the symmetry tool usually look more organic, which is a good thing. Remember, it's the imperfections in your art who make you who you are. Because which one looks more alive? That one and that one. And to be fair, her head is a little crooked. But, I mean, that's the good part. I'm also very proud that I can do side faces. Because I was like, can I really draw side faces? So I actually tried. And the answer is yes. You can't draw side faces. Stylistic choice, you mean? Well, yeah, you need the symmetry tool for making VTubers because you need it to be symmetrical. But like most of the time, it looks organic because like when the VTuber's like moving, it's not really symmetric. It's like moving. How the fuck has it already been almost 3 hours? 3-hour yap session. Is this my podcast? This is a new podcast, by the way. Hey, look that. Not even a drop in viewers. That's crazy. You guys enjoy my content, and I'm happy. But yeah. Oh yeah, so my stream hasn't DC'd at all anymore. Yeah, about 70 viewers all the way through. I did not jinx it. The peak of viewers I've ever had was like 300K, but that's because I streamed at like 9 a.m. I don't know why most of my viewers are active at 9 a.m. No, it's if you go on unlisted and go to how to make your own anime scene, that's where the animation is. It's literally just 3 fucking frames, but it's barely animation. Is this the longest you've streamed? No, the longest I've streamed is 12 hours. Listening to this live has kept me drawing for 3 hours. Thank you. No problem. Have you ever worried about how long your art takes? I'm over here struggling to hit 6 hours on something in my face. Yes, actually. I notice the longer it takes me to draw something, the more motivation I lose over time. I have to finish something in 2 days. If I take a break, I just don't finish it. Oh, case in point. This drawing. Another case in point. This drawing. Another case in point. Kind of. I mean, I didn't draw her arm, but that's because I got lazy and I needed to make the video. Another case in point. This one. I got lazy. I didn't draw the head. This one I finished. That one, case in point. This one, another case in point. But the reason I take so long to draw things is because I don't practice drawing things enough. Oh, after my next video, I did want to make a drawing 100 hands in a week. I did want to do that because that seems interesting, and it's also practice that I really need. When you're not drawing for practice, are you still practicing? Nope. If I'm not drawing, I'm doing nothing all day. I'm playing games, doing college, wasting time, maybe doing some coding projects. Doing the 100 hands thing will make you lose motivation. No, I don't think so. It'll make me gain motivation because it's for a video. I feel like the video idea is a banger. So like 15 hands a day. And okay, that's kind of okay. And I have to sketch, line art, and color them. But I feel like it'll help me be more proficient in it. Oh my god, for my art class, I got a very strict professor in first week of school who gave us homework. Draw 100 life-size hands a day. Does he not realize that you have like other classes? Do you think it matters if you finish your drawing, or is it better to start a new one if you feel... Depends. It's good to finish your drawing so you don't gain the habit of leaving stuff unfinished. But if you really don't like it and you just like really hate it, I would say just restart it. I think restarting is probably the best move because that way you didn't really, like not finish it if you're gonna restart it. But you can also start a new drawing. Also, something weird about color theory. I struggled for so long coloring this character's hair because the gray did not look right. I would have like an accent color of blue because you know how like blue environment, like for this character, like he's for this character, like the farther their hair goes, it's like more blue. See, it's like more blue. I tried the same for this character. It didn't feel right. And then I tried brown. And then brown looks right. This is brown, by the way. It goes from blue to brown. I can only say, I don't know if it's because of the gray hair or if it's because of the, like, this part. But, like, I was getting actually stressed because the hair color just did not feel right. I was going from blue to even more blue, or, like, purple. Because, like, obviously you want to go towards blue. And then I went from blue to brown. And that looks better. It's weird. I don't think I can do 100 hands. I'll be wasting pages unless it's digital. It's probably easier just to do digital. What should I do if I get stuck on my art and not know what to draw? I don't even know how to fix that problem. I have that problem right now, so. Yeah, I'm alive. I'm also very hungry. Anyone want to pay for my DoorDash? I want... what do I want? I want to... Fuck's on DoorDash right now. Pecco shits on DoorDash. Should I eat dog food? Honey Bunny draw fan art. Jewel and Osco. My ass is not ordering from Jewel and Osco. KFC, Firehouse Subs, Panera Bread. It's just all fucking sandwiches. It's all fucking sandwiches, bro. Pizza. Wow. Panera Bread. I mean, Panera Bread's fucking overpriced. Taco John's. Ass. I've been drawing for myself since I'm everyone this year, and because of school, I've never slowed down. But proud to say, I've never completely stopped so far. When the break comes, I'll be consistent. That's good. Consistency is always really good. Alright. Anybody care about... Oh, shit, it's dropping. 50 reviewers. It's over, bro. I started talking about DoorDash, and people got disinterested. It's over. It's never been more over. Alright, fine. I'll start talking about art again. I don't know. What do people find the most interesting that I talk about? YouTube, art, my struggles. What else? What do you guys like talking about? Oh, there you go. 62 viewers. All right, we're back above 60. They heard me. They heard that I was going to stop talking about DoorDash. Order pineapple on pizza? That's actually good. You're saying that as a joke, but I actually like it. Um, dude, I need the motivation to make videos. I really wish I just had like the undying motivation to make videos. My one biggest character flaw is that I just lack motivation to do anything. That's my God nerfed me. God knew I was too smart for my own good. God knew that I improved too fast. I'm too smart. That he's like, you know what? Fuck it. Make this bitch lazy. And like, it makes me feel horrible because like, oh, like my family's like, why are you so lazy? You fucking bum. They don't say it like that, but you know, it makes me feel bad because you know, being lazy is all my fault. But like, it's my fault. Sorry, that's what I meant. It's like, it's not like a terminal illness that I'm lazy. It's just because I choose to be. But it's like, what do I do to overcome it? How long have you been drawing? Almost, like, maybe more than 7 years at this point. By the way, question, is it better to draw a pose after drawing a reference and redraw it? I mean, you don't really, like, what are you improving if you draw a pose and then redraw it? I mean, if you're doing that, you're probably practicing in, like, muscle memory and, like, being able to draw body parts. But, like, specifically, you're talking about specifically poses. I mean, there's not really a way to practice poses. You don't really have to redraw poses. Poses is like more like composition. You don't. How do I explain it? Like you can practice poses with stick figures. That's what I mean. Does your family know you draw? That's a big thing. I hide it. No. Okay, so Hispanic families are weird. Like if you're Hispanic, your family could either hate what you do or love what you do. There's no in between. For my case, I got lucky. A lot, like my entire family, like from my mom's side, my dad's side, just they admire what I do. So I appreciate that. They give me a lot of what do you call it? Not praise. That's too weird of a word. Not motivation. Encouragement. They give me a lot of encouragement. I heard from another YouTuber that you shouldn't wait for motivation, that you just force yourself to do something kind of like... Yeah, that's something I have to learn. I have to learn how to fucking give the motivation to myself. I think the one idea the chatter had by giving my friend $50 if I don't finish on time, very, very fucking good idea. I might do that. I might tape an envelope to my wall, give to my friend if I don't finish that deadline. That super good idea. I think that it might actually help me. See ya, Aegis. That's so cool. My mother hates anime. I can never live it down if they found out. Yeah, see? That's not, yeah. I was lucky that I didn't get that. So I feel bad for your situation. My entire family makes fun of the fact that I draw huge tits. It's funny. That's like the one thing that they always mention when they talk to me. What do you consider bad line art? Really depends on the art style. For me personally, I consider bad line art that doesn't. Like for me, bad line art is is line art that if you took away the coloring, that it couldn't be its own illustration. So here, I'll give an example. So this drawing right here, literally its own illustration. But for this character, if I took away my color, the line art just looks like complete shit. I don't know if you could see it. I can't change it to white. The line art just looks like shit. It literally looks like it can't be its own illustration. It's just dog. But this one it can be. That's what I consider bad line art, at least for my art style. Remember, bad line art is relative to what your art style is. My mom commented on my drawing and asked why her tits were so big. I don't really have a super strong in my family, so it's kind of hard to get external motivation when my internal motivation is down. But at least I don't dislike it, so nah. My family loves what I do. Besides my dad, he thinks it's a waste of time, while everyone thinks it's they can make something on paper. You see, yeah, it's like sometimes your family just doesn't understand how good it can be if you manage to pull it off. Like my family wishes they could be in my position, dude. They're like, dude, if I was in your position, I'd be making videos every day. And yeah, I'd understand. I feel like I take for granted the position that I'm in. I can make YouTube a full-time job. I only have 316K subscribers, but if I knew what I knew and applied it every day, I could make YouTube my full-time job. I wouldn't have to work. But the problem is just my motivation. It's not there. I just need to figure out a way to make it there. I want to do the $50 thing. I feel like that would help a lot if I have to give one of my friends $50 if I don't finish. What motivates me is consequences. For school, always motivated. I never want to get anything below an A. That always motivates me because I'm like a straight A student. If I were to ever get anything like a B, I would fucking be depressed. So I always study when I have to. As for YouTube, what happens if I don't reach a deadline? Nothing. Nothing happens. So like, there's no consequences. What? My fans are going to hate me? No, they're not. Even if I post, my channel is that type of channel is that even if I post a year after, people would still watch it. Because I'm not a daily YouTuber. Daily YouTubers, they have to post consistently, but I don't have to, so. F, that's awesome. I have done art forever and I've never made a dime. Full-time is a dream. It is a dream. And I mean, it's a dream to strive for. Don't let anyone like bring you down from your dream. You know, I'm going to tell you right now that the position I'm in, it's a dream that anyone would be happy to have. I feel like that's motivation to tell you because I feel like if you work on it and you put in the effort, then once you reach your dream, you're going to see that it's exactly what you imagined it to be. I think I should turn drawing into addiction if I could become addicted to it. That's my problem. I'm not addicted to doing YouTube. I need to become like Mr. Beast. The thing that demotivates me the most is homework, lol. I wish I didn't love games so much for most of my childhood. It's a mindset of not caring. Yeah, and it sucks. I have nothing to blame but myself for just my lack of motivation. I'm just a lazy fuck, and I really want to change that. No, I never see you streaming. Yeah, I stream like once in a blue moon, so you're very lucky that you were managed to. I mean, I was gonna leave it like if you don't have the time to watch it, I'm gonna leave it unlisted in the live streams playlist, so don't worry. These Crimson plushies are available for 21 days a year ago. Hey, that was I still have mine. I'm not gonna lie, I don't like the way they turned out. It's just not what I imagined. I didn't purposely they never got funded, but that's because once again my motivation. I posted a video, it didn't do well, and so I didn't advertise it as much as I should have. But the plushies just didn't do well because I don't know, I just didn't like it. I didn't like the way they turned out. Oh, a video on getting your first commission would be cool. I don't do commissions. I'm not the best person to ask for commissions. That's not my art, by the way, so maybe I should switch it to my actual art. I'll leave it on Rosalina. I like Rosalina. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I need to find something that really hurts me. Money hurts me, of course. Like it hurts anyone. I think giving $50, while it won't kill me, will also motivate me because I don't want to fucking lose $50. I never participated in Inktober. I think art addiction can be a succession, but I need to practice until I become absolutely art. Uh-oh, views are dropping? Hold on. Are they? No, they're still above 60. Anything above 60 is fine. We're still fine. After this final, I'm not gonna be able to make it to university until fall of 2025, which fucking sucks, but I'm gonna have to spend those 8 months focusing on YouTube. I really, really hope that, I just want to. It's my deep desire to, be a very famous YouTuber, but that desire is obviously not outweighed by my laziness. Um, I don't know. I don't know what my problem is. It's motivation. Like, it's having to start. For this recent video, it's not even having to start. It's being able to continue going. Because my recent video is taking so much brain power into thinking about what I want to talk about that it's really hard. But right now, it's starting that's the hardest part. Once I start, most of the time, I can get the ball rolling. But it's the starting part that's hard. What are you majoring? Computer science. I'm fucking hungry. It's been 3 hours. I don't know what to eat. I'm also going to do computer science. Hey, brother, our job market is cooked. It's over. You better hope it gets fixed before we fucking graduate. I often have a burst of motivation. I keep saying I want to revive my channel, but I feel like I never have the time, or when I do, I have no ideas. You know, it's like what I said earlier. You just have to fucking start, dude. It's like, you just have to start. There's no other way about it. Either give a consequence to yourself, like, I don't know, maybe like the money thing, or having to start. I don't know. It just sucks. Not gonna lie, so far I'm improving, but I need more time, so that's why I'm attending cooking class to buy time to do. Wait, what? So that's why I'm attending cooking class to buy time to do. Hello, everybody. My name is Markiplier. Welcome to... I don't know what you mean by that, Mr. Krabs. Baconator? Oh, fuck. No, I ate a burger yesterday. My mom's gonna kill me. Draw what you want to eat. Fuck, I don't know. I don't even know what I want to eat, dude. There's nothing good on DoorDash. It's just all fucking burgers. And sandwiches. I don't want to eat that. I want to eat something different. Oh, yeah, hold up. Is Panda Express open? Fuck. No, it isn't. Panda Express. That probably wouldn't even taste that good right now, though. Oh, it is open! Shit, let me ask my mom if she wants anything. Do you want Panda Express? Viewers going up? It's because I started talking about Panda Express. I mean, because I don't want to hear my dad telling me I don't do anything in my life. Oh, I see what you mean. Okay, I see what you mean. The plushie was a surprise. Also, what's a mason jar? Don't ask. I mean, because... Oh. How do you get good video ideas, and what's the thought process behind? Okay, that's still something I'm working on. To know if something is good, YouTube has this page where it shows you analytics of, like, what your audience is watching. A mixture of that, a mixture of understanding who your audience is and what they desire, a mixture of what's been done before. That's or not what's been done before. That's good, but what you've done before. That's probably good. A mixture of being able to also, add, like, there's a lot of things you can do in your video that you can add stakes to it. So, like, I have to do this in a day. Add, a challenge to it. I drew 3 different art styles. I don't know. Something that entices the viewer. A question. Why you fucking suck at drawing. Something like that. Stuff like that. There's a lot you can do, but that's just kind of what I'm trying to practice on. CS is cooked. I graduated in February and I still get it. Really? Oh my god, dude. Oh my god, I'm fucking scared. I mean, hey, I'm lucky. If I don't make it to CS, hey, I can try YouTube again. It's all burgers. As a vegetarian, I suffer on DoorDash. Yeah, yeah, I couldn't imagine being a vegetarian and fucking ordering DoorDash. At that point, just make your own shit, bro. There's nothing for you. I really want to be someone that inspires others, I don't do this for... I mean, I do it for... I feel like... so I feel like not focusing on the money and not focusing on the views helps keep me like a relatable person. I feel like the best thing I can do is keep myself as a relatable person. Someone who can relate to the common folk no, I'm just joking. But just like make myself a normal guy. Just literally some normal guy. Oh, that's the name of the channel. But yeah, I don't. My main concern is just to be able to make videos that get my point across, and I also want to make videos that are funny because I've always liked to make like skits. When I was younger, I had like YouTube channels where I do skits. I want to do that again because I've never done that for this channel. But I want to do some skits that are pretty funny in the middle of my videos. Hello, Daniel. Do YouTube. I teach CS at uni and no one is getting stable. It's fucking over then. I tell myself the same thing because I'm majoring in animation. And I say if AI takes over, I'll just be a YouTuber. Hey, probably the best. Like nobody's watching AI YouTubers. I don't think so, at least. I mean, I think that's the safest job right now. Here, let me see what my mom wanted. Lo mismo, orange chicken y beef and broccoli. Yo te pago lo mío. Okay. She wants. Wait. What for the side? Rice or noodles? He wants a plate of orange chicken, beef and broccoli. I'm gonna assume that she wants chow mein. I'll probably learn it as a hobby in that case. It's not too me for you, I guess. Yes. I'm doing CS because I really love programming. I feel like if you don't have the passion to do same thing with art, if you don't have the okay, I mean, I feel like anything in fucking university in general, if you just don't have the passion to learn it, why would you ever major in it? CS is something that's super hard to do if you don't have a passion for it. Cause like, if you are willing to sit it there and debug for hours on end, then you are probably going to be a good programmer. Like me, dude, I have spent a full week straight trying to debug something that I'm making, and it still doesn't fucking work. But I was still doing it. I just have that passion, so I feel like CS is a really good, good major for me. Art, on the other hand, not really something I would want to major in. I don't have the motivation to fucking draw for hours on end. Oh, my fucking butt's asleep, bro. I've been sitting in this chair for 3 hours at this point. Let's change the background. Let's do that. Or no, what drawing haven't we looked at yet? So I can become good at art as a programmer? Insane. Yeah, you actually can. Oh, she wants rice. Okay. Shit. Good thing I didn't fucking get her chow mein then. Chow mein, orange chicken, fried rice, orange chicken, beef and broccoli. Why the fuck is it so expensive? Okay, $13 she owes me. Let's see, 13 minus. That's gonna be $20 for me then. Okay, wait, that's fine then. $13 está bien. I did actually have an account named Some Number Programmer, but I changed it because I never posted on it. Didn't Bikate learn art from artists at her CS shop? I actually didn't know that. I'll do it for you, but get motivated by the money. Let's see. Okay. Time to order. $21. She owes me $13. Okay. 13 minutes. Okay, we're good. We have placed the panic. Once my food comes, I might stop streaming. Hey, but whoever suggested the money idea, thank you. I think that actually might help me. Next week, I'm gonna make it to where if I don't post by Saturday, I owe one of my friends, or maybe just my girlfriend, because maybe I'd rather give $50 to my girlfriend. $50. Milky, if you're listening, you might get $50. You might. I don't think she's still listening. Orange chicken. You can always give subs. I don't do it. I don't know how to do that though. I never understand like that concept. What does that do though? Like, what does that do for you guys? Wait, what's a start a Q&A? Hold up. What's your favorite color? I just do that. What does this do? Hold up. This is just a... What is this? Oh, that I only get like a... Okay. I don't know what that does. I'm gonna leave it there and see what it does. It highlights us in chat? Like in YouTube chat, or... You're like, what? I mean, there's only fucking 60... Wait, how much is a gift sub? Well, I don't know. It's because I don't do it. I don't have anything like that set up, so I don't know if that'd really be like worth anything. Hold up. Membership. Is it memberships? Or is it supers? Yeah, I don't think so, but I wouldn't be able to stream a lot because all of my streams would just be me talking. Yeah, I don't have chat. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to. I don't have chat membership. Sorry, guys. I would, though. Looks like the $50 are going to my girlfriend. Yep. I sent a question through and it disappeared. What the fuck? Okay, let me see what the questions do. Yada ba ba. What is your primary programming language? Okay, I'm going to end the Q&A. It doesn't look like anyone did anything. If you're asking that, it's C++. That's my favorite. I don't like anything else. Currently, I'm taking a class for Java, and I don't like Java. Tomorrow, I'm going to have to focus on studying, bro. That's the shitty part. Bye, Nori. Good night. Bye, Fajad. Fajajid. I gotta pee really bad. Maybe I'm gonna end the stream soon if everyone's getting off too. All right. Thank you guys for listening. If you missed any part of the live stream, I'm gonna keep it up. No music was played, so I don't have to take it down. It will be unlisted. Just if you can't find it, just go to my playlist. It should be in the unlisted playlist. Not the unlisted playlist. Sorry, the live stream playlist. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening to my Yap sessions. Thank you for the conversations we had. I appreciate it. I feel very... if I'm like feeling down in the dumps, it always feels good to talk to you guys. So, I'll see you later. Hopefully my next video is a banger.